him that it's on. I finally got his name on the song. Can't do him wrong, cause it sounds so sweet. You spit the fact, the crowd on their feet. Football season be the reason that I be bringing this heat. Georgia music representing 104.3. Hey,
And welcome to the show. Who's ready for NFL Draft Week?
I'm excited.
Are you?
Well, they have, 11 picks? They should be able to turn the team around with 11.
What do they have, Solana, in the first two rounds? I know 2 in the first round and then like 3 in the second round?
1 in the second, but 4 in the third. They have the most picks in the top 100 selections overall in the NFL draft, in the NFL.
I get 7 in the top 3 rounds and 11 overall. I listened to Joe this morning. I think that's the number I heard.
I mean, it is a lot of draft picks, and if you're, an expert in identifying talent, which is what they've told us about John Eric Sullivan, I mean, this has got to be Christmas, the beginning of Christmas on Thursday, because they'll have a few days to do it all. But man, they have a legit chance to stock up on positions or players who they deem worthy, and then we'll see if the foundation is set for a beautiful home in the future.
This is John Eric Sullivan's first time making picks. He was always just like an assistant or a scout. So this is his coming out party. Like, he has all these opportunities to show he knows what he's doing.
Or wheel and deal and make magic, and then all of a sudden, who knows what happens.
Hope he has action. I like action.
I do like action.
Pick. Yeah, trade the 30th for 2 2s or something. Just act.
Well, we got the NFL draft beginning on Thursday. You've got the NBA and NHL playoffs underway. I mean, Solana's Buffalo Sabres last night. I don't know. Did you see, Crowder, what happened?
No, I didn't.
They scored 4 goals in the third period to beat Boston, who they were trailing 2-0. They scored 4 goals in the third period for the most incredible round 1 playoff win that you'll ever see from a team that was left for dead by everyone except Alejandro Solana earlier in the season.
They should have pulled the goalie if he's giving up 4 in a period. They don't even need him.
Isn't that crazy? 4 goals in the third period. Buffalo was going nuts, man.
The scene in Buffalo, because that was their first playoff goal since 2011, their first playoff win, obviously, since 2011. If you think Buffalo Bills fans, Bills Mafia, are insane, well, I think Buffalo Sabres fans take the cake, because those people were out of their minds celebrating.
I mean, that's going to be like the Dolphins one day. When you have this playoff win drought, and you finally are able. I mean, the Detroit Lions, remember when they won that playoff game? Like,
yeah,
it's going to be us one day. I don't know what day.
I hate that we're in a conversation with the Detroit Lions and the Buffalo Sabres, but we're there.
Well, we are, and we're in the last man standing, too. Orlando beat Detroit yesterday. There were a couple things. Did you pick, was it Orlando and Charlotte that played?
Yes.
And you said Charlotte all the way. Charlotte's going to the first round because you said Orlando stinks now.
Me?
Yeah.
Because I picked Orlando. And you
remember,
why am I putting so much on Pablo Anchero?
No, on the contrary. I told you to pick Orlando.
Prior.
I told you, pick Orlando against Philly. I'm sorry, I told you to pick Philly over Orlando. But no, I had Orlando. Hawk, you and I both had Orlando covering against Charlotte in that game. They were home dogs in that game.
Well, I certainly didn't have them beating Detroit. I don't recall the Charlotte game. I thought I had a parlay working for that Charlotte game. I decided, Con Knipple, he'll start hitting threes. He didn't. Spoiler alert, he didn't. I had LaMelo over 20 points, and he got there, but 0 of them came in the first half.
Yeah,
0. That Orlando team, are they going to upset Detroit?
No.
I don't. Well, if they play like they did last night.
They'll trust me, they'll look like Orlando at some point. The thing is that they match up well against Detroit from the standpoint of Detroit wants to just run you through the mud, right? Like they just want to beat your ass. And Orlando is capable of taking that ass beating. But to me, that was the typical Detroit has kind of been a different team because Cade Cunningham hasn't been available. And Orlando came out after winning that play-in tournament game with just vibes and momentum. And Detroit's going to rout them by 30 in game 2. Like, I really believe that.
The pace that they play on, that's not sustainable for a whole playoff run. That's crazy. They play like they're at the YMCA. It just run.
We're going to do our NFL draft stories this week. We're going to go into the archives and play some stories. We tried to do it Friday, ran out of time. We'll do it today. We're going to play Twan Russell's draft story today. As I teased on Friday, there's an incredible twist in his draft story, and it's worth listening to. Josh Appel's going to join us today. He always joins us the day after Wrestlemania. Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry if you don't want to hear about Wrestlemania, but it was all over ESPN. I mean, it's a story. You were out there. Did you stay for any of it?
No, we did a live show with Becky Lynch, who won, and then Trick Williams, who won, and his wife, Lash Legend. So we did a live show for WWE, and then we came back.
Did you feel the vibes there at all? Was Vegas buzzing?
Yeah, you know what? It was. But it's a different crowd that comes to WWE. It's just sitting at a table is a different human being that loves WWE. They're grown men that like wrestling. They're a different human.
They love it. They don't just like it. Now, I had heard
shirts.
Yeah.
Trick Williams shirts on, Undertaker shirts on, walking around. Everybody has a wrestling shirt on. The whole
I've
weekend.
become a huge fan of Danhausen.
Yeah.
I've become a huge fan of Danhausen.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the crazy one?
I guess. I don't know. I was expecting a bigger reaction out of you. Like, what do you mean? It just kind of fell flat.
Well, first I knocked my headphones out of my ear, so I didn't hear that part because, of course, I was talking real handy. And does he do anything? I don't know what he does.
It's one of the reasons that I'm a fan of his is I think he does exactly what I would do if I were a wrestler, which is not wrestle, just be a smart ass and just kind of preen at the cameras every now and then. I'm so into this guy because I think he's a version of me.
I watched the videos you sent and I still didn't understand his place in wrestling.
Yeah. I think people do that when they tune into this show. They go, I don't know. I don't understand what's happening there. It's a sports station, right? I don't understand what's happening.
What is their place in media again? Yeah, that's how I feel about Hausen.
Anyway, Josh Appel's going to join us today. Everyone seemed to be in agreement that Saturday night's WrestleMania was terrible. Was one of the worst ever. Wow. And that Jimmy's out sick today, or else I would ask him because I know he watched. And then apparently they redeemed themselves yesterday. Yesterday was fantastic. Night 2 of WrestleMania was fantastic. So we'll get the entire scoop from Josh Appel.
Did you see any of the ladder match?
Nah, I didn't really see any of it. I gotta be honest.
It was very fake looking. I like when you I know you're tricking me, but trick me and look good tricking me. It just
I saw Danhausen.
My arm can't reach the belt. But you're standing right there next to it.
Who is this guy, The Miz?
Beats me.
Sorry, Hawk. I wish I had more for you. My brother, I could text him if you want, and I can ask him who's this guy, The Miz, because he's a big WWE fan, but I got nothing for you. I tried on Saturday for a little bit to watch.
You did?
Yeah, I don't know WWE enough, and
you
I don't
bought the pay-per-view, or you were watching the free stuff on ESPN?
The free stuff on ESPN. And I do have ESPN Unlimited because I have a trial right now, so I just happen to have it. I don't get it, and I'm not gonna. I told you guys I don't yuck somebody else's yum. That's not what I do. So I'm not gonna hate on people who like WWE. That's cool, man. But I couldn't understand why people were so upset about Saturday night, other than just I felt like I was watching commercials for ESPN the entire time.
I did see a lot of that criticism on social media.
Right, but I don't have anything to compare it to because I don't. And then I tried Sunday. I watched. I sent it to you guys, but I watched when Danhausen came out specifically. Like I knew when he was going to come out.
Yeah, that I watched because he was with the Miz.
Right. Well, the Miz came out with another guy who I don't know, who's supposed to be like the next GOAT, I guess, of WWE. That's what they were framing it as. And he was talking down to John Cena, who isn't a wrestler anymore. John Cena's not a wrestler. He was in like a suit. And I don't know. But I just can't get into it, man. I can't. Nothing made sense to me. Nothing was like, wow. Like I remember watching Bad Bunny come out and it was just effing awesome. He's doing backflips, body slamming people.
Did you see I Show Speed? I Show Speed jumped off, I think, a ladder, or maybe it was the turnbuckle, and crushed someone.
He's crazy athletic.
I had no idea. He's ripped.
Yeah, he's stupid athletic. You ain't seen him like chase a plane down and do all these backflips back and forth?
I just thought he was like a skinny, wily guy, and it ain't that, man. Yeah. He's cut.
Huck, you need to cheer for Rey Mysterio.
All right.
Because he was 40 when I was 10, and he's still out
wrestling?
There. He has to be in his 60s somewhere, and he's trying to, but you can tell the knees are shot, but he was jumping around.
Any wrestler named Ray is all right with me. Hey, Ray. What's up, Ray?
That's a comfort name.
I know it's R-E-Y, by the way. Don't text me.
You didn't. You didn't see Hawk. You didn't see I Show Speed race Ashton Hall. You know who Ashton Hall is?
I do remember seeing that. Now that you say that,
he's the viral. He's the guy who was putting like the blue water, or not blue water, but it's like a blue bottled water. Saratoga. He was putting it.
Yeah, in his face. He's a Miami guy, that guy.
He lives in Miami. Yeah. And I Show Speed raced him. They did a 40 against each other, and Ashton Hall fell flat on his face, and I Show Speed just
That's because Ashton Hall wakes up at 2 a.m. I mean, the race was at 9. He'd been up for 7 hours already. He was tired.
I had to bench Ashton Hall at the flag game we were in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had to take him off. I had to take him off. Come here, Ashton. Come stand by me.
No good.
No good, Ashton. No good.
No good. Go grab some Saratoga water. I'll talk to you later.
He played 3 plays, gave up 2 touchdowns. Come on over here with me. Come on, Ashton.
No good. Anyway, Appel will get us up to speed on what we may have missed for WrestleMania. We'll do our NFL draft stories this week. Find out who got funky. I mean, we got an action-packed Monday for you. Headlines are brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. You always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Volkswagen. Visit them at Doral Volkswagen or DoralVolkswagen.com.
So how about Victor Wembanyama? You mentioned a couple things from the playoffs, but he's special, man.
Unbelievable. Every time I watch him, I say the same thing, but it's unbelievable. And I bet San Antonio last night minus 11.5. And with like 37 seconds left, San Antonio had the ball, dribbled it out, ran out the 24-second clock. If there was a bucket scored by Portland, then I lose the bet because they were up, I think, were they up 12? Did they finish up 12 or 13?
I think they won by 13.
13. So I can't have a bucket scored because I'm giving 11.5. And so Portland takes over the ball at like 11, 12 seconds left in the game. And I'm like, I can't believe it. They're not just going to dribble it out. Someone's just going to drive in and put in a layup. Like that's how I'm going to lose this bet. But they dribbled it out, and I covered. It was so nice. I needed that.
There were a couple of NFL notes. The Giants over the weekend, they traded Dexter Lawrence as a defensive tackle to the Cincinnati Bengals. In return, they get the 10th overall pick. So Harbaugh, I forget which one. John Harbaugh? Yeah. I always forget.
The little one.
The Harbaugh who was in Baltimore, who's now the Giants head coach. In his first draft with the New York Giants, they'll have the 5th and the 10th overall selection. But it matters down here because they'll be selecting, if everything stays the way it's supposed to, barring any trades, they'll be drafting right in front of the Miami Dolphins.
Well, I saw on someone's mock draft, because that happened, It was now Francis Mauigoa, who he had going to the Dolphins at 11, is now going to the Giants at 10. Something like that.
Yeah. Her Mauigoa and Bain will both be off the board as the top Canes.
Yeah. I see all this smoke stuff, all these smoke screens about, Ruben Bain and Mauigoa perhaps falling to Miami, the perfect scenario. Bro, I'm operating as if they'll both be gone by like the 7th, 8th pick. Easy.
I'd be very surprised if Bain is available.
Yeah, short arms, whatever you want to say. That man can play football now. Get out of here.
And then the Steelers, this isn't really news, but the Steelers haven't heard from Aaron Rodgers on his future. I don't know if
they'd like to know before the draft, obviously, if he's coming back to play quarterback, although I'm not even certain it should affect them that much, because if he does come back, it's going to be for one season. Yeah. So if you had your eyes on a quarterback, I don't think him coming back would change that.
Yeah. Los Marlins, they got Kyle Stowers back yesterday. They avoided a sweep. Stowers went 2 for 3, double. Hit a hit by pitch as well.
Who's the Steelers head coach? I forget.
Mike McCarthy.
Oh.
Wow, that is right. And who did Stowers, position did he take on the roster?
Ridiculous. Ridiculous. They shadow ban this guy. No matter what he does, the guy can, just start racking up doubles and infield hits. Doesn't matter. They shadow ban him.
Davidson's not going 2 for 3.
What? Probably not. 3 for 3.
Are you talking about Davison de los Adios? Because that's exactly what McCullough said. Adios.
Wow. You guys have no respect.
The NBA award finalists were revealed. I'll go through most of them throughout the show, but tonight,
Bam, DPOY?
No.
Oh, voters fatigue.
Fatigue?
Yeah, they're tired of voting them in.
Okay. Hey, leave Bam alone. Leave Bam alone.
I'm making fun of you, not Bam. It's one of my favorite lines that you've ever uttered, which is Bam's obviously not going to win it. They've got voter fatigue, but he's never won it.
Oh, this
it's
Bam
one of my
again.
favorite lines because I think it sounded good in your head. And it does sound good when you want someone to win something that they've won before and they're not going to win again. But to say, like, Bam would get it if they had voter fatigue.
Right, but you guys would agree, like, Marcus Smart winning it 3 or 4 years ago was a sham. Like, Bam, that's Bam's Defensive Player of the Year award. It just says Marcus Smart on the trophy, but that's Bam's.
I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Would you guys, you're telling me you disagree with that notion?
I got to tell you, I don't follow the Defensive Player of the Year races as closely as I do other races. So I to go back 6 years and then try to decipher who won that one, it's not going to be my wheelhouse.
The DPOY conversation didn't go too deep on this show, but I know Rudy Gobert wins it all the damn time.
I just asked you who the Steelers head coach is. You think I know who was up for DPOY 6 years ago?
Hey,
you watch your boy. You watch your boy
stumped.
James Harden. But the DPOY award will be announced tonight. That's the one that's going to be announced tonight. We'll keep an eye on the Sixth Man of the Year award. I don't know when they're announcing that one, but tonight, Defensive Player of the Year. And then your NBA playoff schedule for tonight, the James Harden-led Cleveland Cavaliers. He's in Cleveland now, Hawk.
Is that
they're going to host? Yeah, they're going to host the Toronto Raptors.
Who'd they trade?
Cleveland
Greg
leads
Elo?
that series 1-0.
That I can remember. It's weird.
Greg Elo.
The Knicks and the Hawks, game 2 tonight, 8 p.m. New York leads that series 1-0. Nuggets and T-Wolves, game 2. Denver's up 1-0 in that series. That'll be at 10:30. All these games are on Peacock. Can you confirm that for me, Hawk? I have a hard time believing that all these games are on Peacock because they overlap.
Only on Peacock?
Only on Peacock or Fubo or Sling TV, which is what I saw. Can you confirm that? Can somebody confirm that for me?
Let me see. These are games tonight?
Yes, tonight.
This is basketball.
Basketball.
Basketball. Let's see. So it says on the CBS Sports app, Raptors, Cavs, NBCS. So I think it's on NBC Sports as well.
Okay.
Which exists
That makes
again.
more sense. That makes more sense.
Hawks and Knicks, NBC and Peacock.
Okay.
And Timberwolves, Nuggets, NBC and Peacock.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. So 2 of the games will be on NBC
Right.
and Peacock, and then probably one of them will just be on Peacock.
No, the other one's on NBC Sports, which is like the
NBC
CBS Sports
Sports
Network. Remember, NBC Sports disappeared for a while, and now it's back.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes more sense.
Call me old as you want to. I don't like where it's not on TV, where I have to go find it streaming and all. I know it's where the world's going. I don't like it.
Let me tell you something. There was no better time in this world than when you had 3 channels on the VHF and 3 channels on the UHF. And you had to actually twist a knob to get to the UHF stations.
So TNT has no more basketball.
No.
Yeah, I used to have my 5 channels. And not used to. I'm talking about 20 years ago. 2 years ago, I had 5 channels to look at any NBA game I wanted to look at. I need passwords.
Passwords.
Get out of here.
Spend half my night trying to get the QR code. And then I get, and then the thing, and it doesn't come up, and who knows what's going on.
I try just to use my phone number. They need letters. They need capital letters. They need special units or something. I don't know how to do all this.
No one knows what's happening anymore.
And shout out to the Herons. The Guillermo Hoyos era began with 3 points in Colorado.
Is he officially like the manager or interim? What's the...
In the latest press release I got where they announced him officially, it did not specify interim manager.
Interesting.
I thought that was interesting, but we'll see. It wouldn't shock me if they make a change after the World Cup. Nothing would really shock me anymore with Inter Miami. But as of right now, he's the manager.
Do they break the bank? Soccer managers?
Yeah, I mean, if you're bringing in like a high-quality manager, for sure.
But internationally, for sure.
Oh, Real Madrid and so I would, yeah.
Like those guys
well,
make.
That's not internationally. That's a club team.
I meant outside of the U.S. is what I meant.
You always want
I wasn't talking about national teams.
Well, I mean, just get it right. I mean,
well, what do you mean?
Because there's international managers. For example, Argentina, the United States men's national team, Uruguay, Brazil, like those would be international managers. There's a manager dedicated.
Managers.
They're
You're
the
talking about
manager
national
for the
teams.
international team.
But you're talking about national teams.
Correct.
Right. I'm talking about playing or coaching internationally, which
Right,
is outside of the U.S.
Well, no, we would just call that club teams.
No, if I'm traveling outside of the U.S., I'm traveling internationally. I'm speaking as an American here.
There's a whole gate for international flights.
Oh, is there really? We're talking soccer, though. We're talking football.
But you're
here.
talking
We don't have to
national teams,
specify.
not international teams.
We don't have to specify
I
international.
didn't say a
like,
national manager.
talking
I said an
club
international manager.
If we're talking club teams, we're talking club teams. You guys will get it one day. Don't worry.
But
World
if I
Cup's
said
coming up.
club managers, I could be referring to a United States club.
You could?
Well, they make $30,000 if they're lucky.
We be talking about live. He just likes to correct people about soccer. That's what he likes to do. Oh no, because we have a lot of ego.
Internationally. No, you couldn't have meant that. No, I know exactly what I meant.
I don't think you did. Not
I
sure you
did. I meant outside of the U.S.
Okay, yeah, so club teams.
Well, no. International teams.
We're in America.
This is
No,
America.
I know. I realize where we're at, but you
So do
wouldn't
if you
typically
go
even have
to
it.
if you take an international flight, do you know you're going outside of America? Or do you
Yes.
think you take an international flight to Atlanta?
I wasn't aware, Hawk, that we were talking about flying. I thought we were talking about the beautiful game.
Remember when I
That's-
told you last week, Gino Toretta had asked me, have I ever driven internationally before?
I recall.
Okay. Now, did you think he meant in a different state?
Listen, don't project on me because you don't
Did
know
you
soccer
think-
terminology. Don't project
say-
on me.
Let's see. I
You're
just want to
talking
see if you
something
understood.
totally different.
Do
You're
you
talking something
think
totally
Gino
different.
Torretta was referring to Montana A or Portugal B? Which would be your choice?
If I was talking about a manager for Real Madrid, I would never say, yeah, the international manager. It just doesn't make any sense. And that's
Yeah,
fine.
but
You guys,
I
can
wouldn't have said it
project
that
on
way
me.
either.
Yeah. Well, it's
Because
exactly
that
how you
doesn't
said
make any sense.
It's exactly
The
how you said it.
international manager.
It's
Sounds
exactly how
like
you
there's
said it.
one team called the International.
Your weather in South Florida, it's 80 degrees. It's going to rain later today, domestically, of course. No joke, though. It's supposed to start pouring at around like 6, 7 o'clock for your drives home. Your drive home. So
Or drives. If you have two homes, you got drives homes.
David.
How many times do you go home?
That weather report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, helping homeowners stay safe this storm season. Visit tornadoroofing.com for a free roof and window estimate.
All right. Josh Appel is going to join us in the next segment. Tucker Duke's Lunchbox in Deerfield Beach. What do I always say? The best burgers in South Florida. And Tucker Duke's, it's not just award-winning burgers, though. It's really one of the most creative menus in South Florida. You can see the menu online right now if you go to tuckerdukesburgers.com. tuckerdukesburgers.com. Try one of their newest creations, The Product. 2 8-ounce all-beef patties stacked high with 4 slices of melty white cheddar, shredded romaine, pickles, raw onions, and crispy onions, finished with their mustard-forward product sauce on a toasted onion bun. That is good eating. And the April burger of the month. Got a couple weeks left. The Bad Bunny. A half-pound burger, pepper jack cheese, bacon jam, whipped blueberry jalapeno cream cheese, crispy onion, spinach, spicy honey aioli, Mike's Hot Honey as well, all on a toasted onion bun. Wow. Besides burgers, Tucker Duke's, they are loaded with everything you'd want. I mean, bacon-wrapped Korean barbecue ribs, cheesesteak fries, portobello fries, salads, chicken sandwiches, steak sandwiches. I mean, honestly, they do have it all. Follow Tucker Dukes on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. You'll see all the incredible food that they make. Check out the website as well. Everything you see on social media is going to make your mouth water. It's so good. But the entire menu is right there at tuckerdukesburgers.com. So Tucker Dukes, make it a point to get there soon for lunch or dinner. Tucker Dukes is in Deerfield Beach, 1101 South Powerline Road. It's on the southwest corner of Powerline and 10th.
You're listening to the Hawk Crowder WQAM broadcast.
No good. No good. No good, Solana.
I don't know what happened.
You're no Jimmy. Hello, streamers.
or TuneIn apps. Don't miss a thing.
All right, Josh Appel is on the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. He is an excellent NFL play-by-play broadcaster for Sports USA. Excellent soccer broadcaster as well. He'll be calling matches again this weekend on Peacock for Gamebridge Super League Saturday. Got the Tampa Bay Sun and Carolina Ascent. Sunday, the Spokane Zephyr and is it Fort Lauderdale United?
Yes.
Look at that. A little local soccer action. But let's talk WrestleMania. This is the time of year. This is the Monday every year where Josh Appel joins us. He's the biggest WWE fan we know. And as I was saying at the beginning of the show, you couldn't miss WrestleMania coverage this weekend if you're a sports fan because it was all over ESPN. So, which was part of the criticism I saw from a lot of people. I was just looking at a post from Ariel Helwani, who was saying it felt void of energy, that it just felt a little antiseptic. You tell us, what did you think, Josh? Because what number WrestleMania is this? 42?
This was WrestleMania 42.
And I'm guessing you've seen just about all of them?
I mean, at one point or another, yeah. But I've been.
Not live because you weren't born for 42 years. But I'm saying you've seen most of them. I'm guessing.
Yeah, I've seen most of them.
And this weekend was
night one was Saturday, and it was maybe one of the worst nights of WrestleMania in the history of the show. Sunday night more than made up for it. Night two was phenomenal, but you definitely feel the fingerprints of TKO and the commercialization, literally, of WWE in this current era. For all the faults that Vince McMahon had, and there were plenty of them, and the reason he's not in charge of WWE anymore, there's a lawsuit going on with him right now.
He's a creep.
Yes, absolutely.
Well put.
Yeah,
but
I'm to the nth degree.
but I'm going to give him credit for this. WrestleMania always felt special. That's their Super Bowl. That's their big thing every single year. You're bombarded with advertising now. There's ads all over the ring. There's ads on the turnbuckle. There were more commercial breaks than I could ever remember during a WrestleMania. It did not feel like the biggest show of the year. Not only that, but they ran Vegas back-to-back years, and they got less attendance on both days this year than they did last year. And a lot of that is because of really high ticket prices and a subpar build to the show. And Saturday night, unfortunately, did not even come close to delivering. Sunday night, again, was much, much better, but you had really short matches, a ton of commercial breaks. A lot of times at WrestleMania, you get backstage segments to kind of bridge the show along with former legends and wrestlers who aren't on the card, and it just kind of makes the show flow, and it feels it gets everybody in the company basically involved in the show. We didn't have any of that on the two nights, and it just doesn't feel like WrestleMania anymore. And it is really disappointing that for 4 or 5 minutes at a time, we're taking commercial breaks while big blow-off matches that are the culmination of these at times poorly built feuds, but they're 8, 9, 10-minute matches at the biggest show of the year on a night where you have, or on a weekend where you have 2 nights to fill a card. The main event last night, the main event.
Are you going to start weeping?
I might.
I think he might start crying. He's getting upset.
What
he
happened?
Seems really. And listen,
beloved WrestleMania.
This happens to all of us when something all of a sudden. I went to see David Lee Roth in concert 6 months ago, and I came back and I wanted to cry. This wasn't what I remembered from David Lee Roth. This happens.
But
I was really worried on Saturday.
But is it the average? You bring up the advertising, because I saw that too. But also, I watched the ladder match. It was just bad performance. Oba and Brock Lesnar, Brock has his ponytail pulled back. I'm like, okay, Brock Lesnar, I remember this guy. They were in the ring for 45 seconds. He dumped him a couple times and laid him out. Is it the performance or the advertising or just everything together?
Well, see, I'm going to disagree with you because I thought the ladder match was fantastic. I thought Obafemi and Brock Lesnar was exactly what it was supposed to be. It was a 5 to 7 minute sprint where two behemoths of human beings were going at each other, and Brock obviously retired afterwards, so we think he left his boots and his gloves in the middle of the ring. That's normally a sign that you're retiring, but like that goes to how ridiculous.
By the way,
it is.
just as an aside, I saw on social media that if you go off script, which is what apparently Brock Lesnar did, you give a quick little X with your arms to let everyone in the wrestling business know this is real, but off script. And he did that right before he laid everything down in the ring.
Normally we see the X when a wrestler or performer is legitimately hurt. Maybe in that context it worked out, but let me tell you, there is a 0% chance that Brock Lesnar did all of that without Triple H, Nick Khan, and all the people in charge of WWE, without them knowing. I'm shocked that they were able to keep that close to the vest and have that not leak before the show, because that is obviously pretty big news. But to that point, Brock is having this emotional retirement, and he lays his gloves and his boots in the ring, and there's a Dodge Ram logo right next to it. And just like what are we doing? I thought, like I said, the second night was great. I thought that was a perfect showcase for WWE to be on ESPN, to have Brock and Obafemi. Brock is the now retired, unbeatable mountain of a human, passing that torch now to Obafemi. And then you've got all these athletic guys jumping off of ladders, doing flips and whatnot. How awesome is Penta? Crowder, you got to give credit to Penta, the guy who won the ladder match. That walk, the little walk he does, I mean, come on.
I understand that it's a storyline. I understand, that this is fabricated. But when they get on the top of the ladder and they don't stretch their elbow out and they act like they can't grab the belt, just put your arm up. Just extend your arm, grab the belt, and you win.
Crowder, sometimes you got to account for fatigue. You're in one of these matches. It's brutal. And you get to the end and your brain's not working right. And just, sometimes you
there's
forget
times
that if you just move your arm up.
I've seen in Donkey Kong where Mario, it seems like you can grab the mallet, and it's like, hey, grab the mallet. And he just can't get the arms up there. And it's fatigue. It is. It's a good call, Josh.
We talked a we talked a lot last week about Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll's involvement in the night one main event. I don't know if you saw this, but Pat McAfee today announced that he's done with the wrestling business. That was apparently part of the build to this, where he said, if Randy Orton loses, I'll leave forever. But Randy Orton turned on him in the match on Saturday night. Jelly Roll put Pat McAfee through a table. So Pat McAfee for 3 weeks was trying to save wrestling, but then Jelly Roll puts him through a table and Randy Orton RKOs him, and now Pat McAfee's out of wrestling forever.
Because I did see the highlight of McAfee on the table, and it seemed to me, kind of to piggyback on what Crowder was saying, it seemed to me like he had plenty of time and strength to get up off the table if he wanted to. Jelly Roll seemed to be taking an inordinate amount of time to launch himself onto said table with McAfee.
This, it's funny. I never realized how ridiculous all of this sounds until I talk about it with people who don't watch.
Yeah.
Crowder, Penta, come on.
But 100%. I used to do this with Melrose Place. I was so into Melrose Place, and I'm like, no, but when Marsha Cross takes off the mask and you realize she's had brain surgery, and when you're explaining it to someone, you sound out of your mind that, like, what are you talking about? But it's that kind of soap opera. It's a primetime soap opera.
Yeah.
But Appel, are they, and I'm coming, I asked this question hoping not to upset you, but are they lacking star power and names? Because is that part of it? Because I'm somebody who used to kind of watch wrestling with my brother when I was younger, and Daniel Bryan, the yes, all that stuff I thought was fun. It was fun to tune in. I watched a ton of WrestleManias. I watched yesterday and a little bit Saturday. And aside from the commercial stuff, I don't know any, none of the storylines are appealing to me. They're all turning on each other at this point. Everybody has a heel turn. It's just, I don't know. It feels like they're lacking big time names, and
Where's
Pat
Snuka?
McAfee just doesn't do it for us or for me.
Jimmy Snuka.
Well, careful with that one. Pretty sure he allegedly,
Well, he's also dead.
Well, of course he is.
God rest his soul.
Well, I'm not so
Yes,
certain.
he allegedly murdered his first wife.
Okay, never mind, God. I'll say that for somebody else.
I have
Solana,
his second wife's number in my phone, though. I have Carol Snooka's number.
Oh yeah.
I do.
Call her up.
Well, you want to
I
do
know you
call
love
log?
Xavier Edwards.
Let's do. We do a call log. We can do call log.
Solana, to your point though, Sunday night, there she is, Carol.
It's a ridiculous number that I have in my phone.
She
Weather
bad?
notification. What's that weather
Is she-
notification? Anything
Is
good?
she bad, Hawk?
I mean, what do you want me to say to you, Solana?
I want to know if she's bad or not.
I'm
The
going to
weather
answer Solana's
notification said a relatively cool week before summer hits.
Interesting. A lot of Sunday's show, Solana, was about kind of making new stars like Obafemi, Crowder's boy Trick Williams, Danhausen, our favorite, getting a segment with John Cena in the middle of the show. The main event, obviously, was Roman Reigns and CM Punk. Those are two of the biggest names in modern wrestling, and they put on one of the greatest WrestleMania main event matches in the show's history. Like, as bad on the whole as Saturday was, Sunday had a lot to on its shoulders to make up for it, and I thought they did. But a lot of what Sunday represented was somewhat of a passing of the torch from, all right, Brock Lesnar, Sami Zayn, guys who've been more established. Obviously, Brock Lesnar is a crossover superstar, MMA, UFC, all that stuff. Everybody knows who Brock Lesnar is, but he's passing the torch to Obafemi. You know who Brock Lesnar is, Hawk.
I did not. I didn't know. I've heard the name before, but I didn't realize he was a big deal till I saw him retire in the ring. I didn't know he was still wrestling. Is he an Olympian?
No, Kurt Angle's an Olympian. People
All right.
forget.
I always get those two
Well,
confused.
Brock and Oba both have asthma because they only work for 2 minutes at a time.
Nobody wants to see Brock Lesnar and Obafemi have a 20-minute mat classic. They want them to beat the crap out of each other for 5 minutes, and Obafemi put Brock Lesnar through the mat, which is what he did, and he won. And Crowder, come on, you can't tell me that during Oba's entrance you weren't doing the little like shoulder walk thing that he does. Come on, I know you were doing it. I know you were doing it.
They had to walk 200 yards. I can't watch a guy walk across 2 football fields. I was like, when is he ever going to get there? I'll come back.
How did, real quickly, because we're out of time, how did the special guests do? The I Show Speed and McAfee and Jelly Roll? Like, there's been, I remember Solana raving about Bad Bunny during his turn. How were the special guests?
Nobody will ever achieve the greatness that Bad Bunny did on the multiple occasions that he was performing in WWE. It's apparently he'll be back at some point, I would imagine. But I Show Speed jumped off the top of the turnbuckle through a table on Saturday night, so A+ for him. I think Pat McAfee, as it pertains to him, people are just excited that he's gone. Jelly Roll jumped through a table also. A for effort. I think people are happy that he didn't get more involved in that main event, even though the whole thing didn't really make any sense to begin with. There was one more. Oh, Lil Yachty was there. Lil Yachty came out with Trick Williams, and it was perfect. He was like a hype man, got a little bit involved in the match, but nothing too over the top. So I think overall, Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll aside, I think people were mostly satisfied with the special guests that were there. Although they did put a crypto guy next to commentary for one of the matches, and he didn't say a word, and I wasn't really sure what was going on there. But yet another thing that the WWE is trying to sell. And if you thought that this one felt antiseptic and soulless and not like any other WrestleMania next year will be in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
You're kidding me.
Nope.
Wow.
It's
It
TKO,
seems-
man.
But quickly, it seems like I don't know if it was more coverage or is wrestling coming back. Like, that's my question. 'Cause I saw a lot more of it this year than prior years, but it's kind of saying they're just paying for more stuff, getting more attention.
I mean, they invited the Pivot out there. I mean, that's a pretty big deal. But I mean, look,
I'll take that check.
Listen, yeah, great content.
Grand
ESPN being a rights holder is obviously a huge deal because in that partnership, you get Danhausen showing up on First Take. You have a full month before WrestleMania leading up to it with a different WWE guest on it every day. So it's a little bit of both. I think that it is kind of moving back towards the mainstream, but also with the help. Like if there is no ESPN partnership that they have, we're not seeing those guys. We're not seeing Danhausen curse Stephen A. Smith on First Take a couple of days before WrestleMania.
So, and we're really out of time. Who is the champion of wrestling?
Well, there are two.
Because I know after the
road.
Super Bowl, we go, oh, this team now
Yeah.
is the champion of football. So who's the champion of wrestling?
Whoop
The
that
two-
trick.
He's coming out of this great. He's the United States champion. Penta's the Intercontinental champion. But the two main champions in the men's side, Cody Rhodes retained, but he has a broken orbital bone in his eye. Orbital bone's in the eye.
Sure.
And then Roman Reigns is the champion again, world heavyweight champ after winning the main event last night. Rhea Ripley, the women's champ. So there you go.
All right.
Liv Morgan, the other women's champ.
Anybody want Carol Snooker's number?
Where's Jimmy?
Oh, our Jimmy? I thought you meant
Yeah.
Jimmy Snuka.
No,
Jimmy
where's our
Snuka's
Jimmy?
dead.
How
I
did I-
just, I had re-
I
I had
didn't give him at all during WrestleMania. That's a
said that.
rarity.
He's sick. He's under the weather, or it's 420. You figure it out. All right, Josh Appel. We love you, Josh.
Love you guys too.
Take a break. Come back with more Hochman, Crowder, and Solana.
You're listening to the Hawk, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Every night in my dreams, I see you, I feel you.
You can stick around if you want.
One more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we're gonna do Who Got Funky in the 3:00 hour. If you want to, I mean, we're gonna do headlines at the top. You can stick around for headlines, and then you can do Who Got Funky with us if you want.
Okay. Is that one more
Yeah.
segment or two more segments?
That would be two. I mean, you could stay as long as you want. I don't care. You can bail whenever you feel like it.
All right. We'll see how the next segment goes, and then we'll go from there.
All right.
Hey, Hawk. Len sent us, I mean, I could call you, but whatever. Len sent us the tagline for the 305 alarm. I don't know
Yeah.
if we're going to be back in time for it to start today, though.
We should start it today. What time was it? 2:54 right now?
Yeah, I mean, I could finagle some stuff, but again,
Yeah. Get us back by, like, if you can, 3:03. You're just gonna fire off the alarm, right?
same as I didn't really have any plans of changing it because we haven't been doing it. So I feel like we can ease it back in. Then if we want to change it moving forward.
Yeah, that's fine. Just fire it off, and then I'll say the line.
All right.
Look at that. Your boy Keith, he misses the 305 alarm. So does K Space 91. You think XRP Plumbing is an actual plumber?
I hope so. I hate false advertising. There's one thing I hate more than advertising. It's false advertising.
Hello, streamers.
Oh, so what did you think of the Danhausen segment?
You know, I don't know enough of the backstories. Like it seemed like Cena obviously was nervous he was going to get cursed, but then he's like, "Hey, big fan," and which was funny.
Cena in the past on social media has he does this weird Instagram bit where he just posts pictures with no captions, and in the past he's alluded to being a fan of Danhausen. So yeah, and then that was Kit Wilson and the Miz, who Danhausen's been.
Oh, that's what I meant to ask you. That's what I was talking about in the first segment. I don't know who the Miz is, so this was completely lost on me.
Which is so he's hosting the new version of American Gladiator. He is one of their few crossover, like a handful of their real crossover guys. He got to start on like the Real World.
Jimmy just texted me, "Shh, you'll blow my cover for 420." Feel better.
Oh,
Jimmy.
Jimbo.
If you're watching the stream, Jimmy, feel better.
Yeah,
I don't really know who the Miz is. Was he a wrestler?
Yeah, he is one of maybe the top 5 most underrated wrestlers of all time. He's won the Grand Slam twice, which means every single title. He's done that twice in his career. Main event at a WrestleMania with John Cena once. Famously got a concussion in it. Doesn't remember how it ended. But
Heat
Yeah.
Cult says, is the sponsor Michael Codsey legit? Yes, he's a nice dude. If you tell Codsey that you're a fan of QAM, if you listen to Joe Rose, he's very tight with Joe Rose, Heat Cult. If you tell him, you know,
I don't
Joe
think-
or what's that?
I don't think I can hear the name Michael Codsey in a voice other than
Joe Rose's. Yeah. What does he still do? Beverly's Jewelers? Does Joe Rose still do Beverly's Jewelers, or is that gone?
Not sure. MJ 1987, us 26. I beg to differ, my friend. Roman said he's full time.
Night 2 wasn't all that much better. We again have a missing champion for the biggest belt. Roman won because Punk was too tired. Stupid.
Agree to disagree. Roman will be back closer to full time, and I thought they booked that match phenomenally well.
Oh, the
Like,
Miz, somebody says, was on MTV Real World?
Yeah, I said that.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Because the other guy from Real World is like the Department of Transportation Secretary.
Sean Duffy.
Yeah.
It's their alumni base is really well spread throughout the
Really
zeitgeist.
amazing. Fantastic. Let's see. Crowder needs to do Allied Doors at the end of this segment, so I'm going to text him, streamers, so Crowder knows to do the live spot Allied Doors. And then you'll notice I'll point at Crowder when we go to break, say at 3:15. I'm going to point like that at Crowder, and Crowder will go like he doesn't know. What am I supposed to do? But he only has one live commercial today. It's Allied Doors, and I will have told him via text right now and then several times after. The 3:05 alarm brought to you by Miami Lakes Chevrolet, where you walk in as a customer and drive out as family.
I hope Happy Evelyn that comment is in response to the WrestleMania conversation.
What is it? I'm not looking at the comments right now.
Something about Greer and the Dolphins.
What's it say?
It's good that Greer is gone, but with a very weak roster and a novice head coach and GM, it'll be a number of years before the Finns can compete. I just hope that Obafemi sparked that thought.
Way to bring it down, Evelyn. Do you play any golf, Hawk? I don't. My son is playing 3 and 4 times a week now. My dad used to play every day.
How's DJ playing? Is he playing well?
Playing very well.
What's his, do you know his handicap or what he's like averaging?
He's a scratch golfer. I have no fucking clue. He doesn't know. But he's into it. Like, he really likes it. He started playing last year, and after his injury, now he's like, that's something that he can do with not many worries.
It's fun sport.
That's funny. Do I ask him how the course is playing, as a matter of fact? I should. I've never done that. That's funny. It's his birthday today. DJ's 22 today.
Tell him I said happy birthday.
How about that? 22.
Crazy.
Wait till you blink your eyes and your little boy Jordan is 22, because it's going to happen when I'm telling you, you're going to blink your fucking eyes.
I mean, he's 4 months. I mean, that's basically 22.
I'm telling you, I remember his bar mitzvah like it was yesterday. I'm talking about Jordan's.
What's it called? We're starting sleep training tonight.
Oh, very exciting. So Mara finally will be able to learn how to sleep. Oh, you're saying for the baby. I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. Khalil Ware is also 22 today. I sent that to my son this morning. I'm like, hey, you and Khalil Ware. Same age, same birthday. I gave all the streamers Solana a little heads up. I've told Crowder that it's Allied Doors, and I said,
Yeah, I heard.
watch for 315 when I point that way, and he looks confused.
I heard. Just so you know, I moved 2 spots, so our next hour commercial load
A little longer.
is a little bit heavier, Hawk.
Okay.
Just a heads up.
And you'll just fire it off, right? You're not going to wait for me to point or anything.
Seattle
guys,
Storm WNBA player Natisha Heidemann says she didn't know what was going on when she saw Mount Rainier from her balcony.
I saw that. All right, 3 o'clock hour. Josh Appel's going to stick around with us for a segment or two in case we get any more wrestling questions that pop into our head. Do some headlines here. Start out the 3 o'clock hour. I do want to remind everybody, Whiskey Stars and Cigars, presented by Edmore Sawgrass Auto Mall, returns on Friday, May 8th. And you come out, you talk sports, you hang out with the entire QAM staff. It's going to be at Tabacón Cigars and Spirits in Plantation Walk. Once again, that's where we've done it, and it's a great night. You can enjoy a nice Scotch whiskey from Johnny Walker and a smooth cigar from Drew Estate. The event is free. You just stop by. You can get all the info right now at WQAM.com. Must be 21 or older. It is 6 p.m. That's when it starts. May 8th, Tabacón Cigars and Spirits at Plantation Walk. Whiskey Stars and Cigars presented by Edmore Sawgrass Auto Mall. 4 brands, 1 location, your local Cadillac, Buick, GMC, and Chevy dealer. You going out to that Appel? I know Crowder's going, Solana's going. I'm not going to be there, unfortunately. Are you going to be there?
Consider me TBD on that one.
Mr. 305. Dale.
Bless.
Dale.
I mean, we are back, baby. 305. That is sponsored by Miami Lakes Chevrolet, where you walk in as a customer and drive out as family. It is 305. You're going to be at Whiskey Stars and Cigars, Crowder.
Yeah, I'm bringing wardrobe change. They're giving out free Johnny Walker. They're in trouble.
Remember who showed up? Remember who showed up at the last one?
With the mustache on it? Yeah, I'm bringing all kind of disguises.
Remember who showed up at the last one?
LT. Yeah. No, it's a good time out there, man. I sure be there. They got the outside area, the inside area. It's beautiful.
So I read Adam Schefter. He did like a NFL draft preview. And about the Dolphins, he wrote this on ESPN.com. About the Dolphins, he writes, and remember Solana had said, when I asked you guys a couple days ago, like, what are you looking for? And Solana said, weapons, a wide receiver. Mm-hmm. That's what Schefter points out. He said, when Denver decided the number 30 pick to trade it to Miami to land Jalen Waddle, it thoroughly analyzed why it made sense. We spent a lot of time looking at that selection. This is Denver, trying to determine who would be an option. This was Sean Payton at the owners' meetings. And he said, we could safely say that pick would have been one of 7 or 8 players. We didn't feel like that pick would help us as much as Jalen Waddle. And Adam Schefter writes, from Miami's vantage point, the Dolphins are in rebuild mode and are looking to add as many picks as possible. Heading into the draft, the Dolphins' top receivers include
Tutu,
Malik Washington, Tutu Atwell, and Jalen Tolbert.
And Theo Weiss.
And he says Miami most certainly will be looking to use some of its upcoming draft capital, which includes 7 picks in the first 3 rounds on a wide receiver. So they're definitely going to have to address that position, Solana.
Yep. I just think it's harder to find a top corner than a top receiver. Tyreek was what, a third rounder? Like you're not finding a lockdown Pat Surtain type corner in the third round. I just feel as if the corners harder.
Are there
to find
many
than
available? I don't
receivers.
even know. Like are there good corners available
There's what Mansour
that'll be available
something.
at 11?
Yes, yeah. The expectation is that there's a couple, DBs that will be available for the Dolphins. But again, we just don't know exactly, how Sully and the entire Dolphins scouting department, how much they value, those players specifically who are going in the top 15, 20 picks at those positions, but also B, how much, because of the investment they made into their new quarterback, how much they want to get somebody that can be a game changer to evaluate him. And I think that's the big question mark going in here. Yes, we kind of feel like Malik is being given 2 seasons. Hey, this year is kind of just going to be an off year. But also you want to make sure that you're giving him the weaponry to prove that he can be your starting quarterback moving forward. And no disrespect to Theo Weiss and Tutu Atwell and Greg Dulcich, but Devon Achane or bust was what we did last year, and it wasn't a great option to win football games.
There was a lot of disrespect to Weiss and them, but you could say no disrespect if you want
massive
to.
amount of disrespect.
Also, John Eric Sullivan's coming from Green Bay. We know that they didn't draft the first round receiver in like 20 years. I don't think they believe in taking receivers high either. So, my opinion, but also what I think their philosophy is too.
They don't take wide receivers high. They finally did a Matthew Golden, but you think of some of the guys they found in the middle rounds, Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs. If the Dolphins find someone that's like either of those two guys, that is absolutely a win because both of those players are better than anything on the Dolphins roster right at this moment. I know that's such a tunnel-visioned way to talk about this specific position, but Green Bay does have a track record for doing well in identifying wide receiver talent in the middle rounds.
Is everyone on this stream in agreement? If Ruben Bain is available at 11, you take him.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yep.
Everything is a position of need.
Well, because you need an
that is
edge
true.
rusher, but especially edge rusher. Like you lost Bradley Chubb. You don't know if Chop is going to be the guy that you were hoping he would be. The Dolphins, we could be approaching a situation where like you don't have edge rushers this year that you feel comfortable are the future of your organization at that position. And that's crazy considering you had Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb, and Chop Robinson going into this past season, and that was like the one unit we all advocated for. That's going to be the difference between this team being a playoff team or not. And all of a sudden you're going into this draft saying, oh, I think we need more edge rushers.
Let me tell you, and I'll be positive as I can. Chop Robinson has 34 now with 17 games opportunities to become a baller. There's not a lot of year 3 coming out parties. You have to find somebody. Chop can't do it. If he could do it, they'd put him on the field. Chop can't do it. But what position? Let me go the opposite way, Hawk. What position do we feel comfortable at? Because I don't feel comfortable at any.
Running back.
Middle linebacker, defensive tackle,
Kicker,
defensive tackle.
Kicker.
Yeah.
I like Aaron Brooks. I like Jordan Brooks. I like Achane. We're fine with Kenneth Grant.
Steeler's still here.
Zane
Gonzalez, and Riley Patterson. Just a reminder.
We can go anywhere and
running back. I honestly think running back is the most solid position because of Devon Achane.
Yep.
Which also happens to be the most replaceable position on the field.
Perhaps.
And there's no guarantee he's going to be here next year. What we're being told,
man, they're being pretty adamant that.
But Hawk on the Dolphins side, and I believe them. I believe Sully is saying no, we want Devon Achane back. But something that Omar Kelly said to me and you guys were off that day to Zach Gelb, which is, hey, who's to say Devon Achane wants to be here?
Which is fair.
I'm not suggesting that Devon Achane has demanded a trade or anything, but if they can't work out the numbers, why would Devon Achane take less in this scenario to come back for a team that likely isn't going to be in a position to compete at least for another season? I'm just saying, I hope he's back. I like Devon Achane. I know what the Dolphins are saying, but a deal hasn't been worked out yet, and it wouldn't shock me if the Dolphins are forced to move on from him.
And let me tell you, Devon Achan's not built like Saquon or Derrick Henry and them guys. Achan's a little dude. His body's
hit
going to
your money
break down
now.
quicker. Yeah.
Right, and that's what I was going to say. Do you risk going somewhere else or maybe riding this out and then testing free agency when you know that you've taken all this mileage and everybody else knows that you've taken all this mileage? I know that we've talked previously about teams being interested in trading for him, but that feels a little bit different than dumping a boatload of money and an extension on him that his production certainly deserves, but longevity-wise, does that body hold up? And maybe for him, the more prudent decision would be to take the extension here and not test the market because maybe he'd end up getting less. Who knows? It is a risk that he would have to consider, and that plays in the Dolphins' favor.
All right, let's get headlines here for the 3 o'clock hour with Solana, brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. You always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Volkswagen. Visit them at Doral Volkswagen or DoralVolkswagen.com.
Appel, since you're here, just ask you about the Marlins. What do you think of Kyle Stowers? He was back yesterday. The Marlins won. They avoided the series sweep, but they're not exactly the fighting fish right now that they were at the first week of the season.
Let me tell you, all the excitement for Kyle Stowers to get back into the lineup, and in his very first at bat, this Mizorowski from Milwaukee plunks him in the pinky finger with 102 miles an hour, and it looks like as quickly as his return happened, that's how quickly he was back to heading on the IL. Fortunately, Stowers stayed in the game, ripped a couple of doubles. It is so awesome to have him back, and it makes the lineup a lot deeper. It was a really important win for them yesterday, and getting 2 out of 3 from St. Louis, who's coming in before they head on the road to take on the Dodgers, will be big. This is a big early season series here to close out this homestand.
I will say, and I love Kyle Stowers. He's your all-star. I want him in the lineup. But it is a luxury to know that if he does have to go back on the IL, you've got Davis and De Los Santos sitting right there, ready to pick up exactly where he left off.
Yeah.
Just how many times a day does McCullough think about Davis and De Los Santos?
Not enough. Well, maybe they'd be the fighting fish if he had some power in that lineup.
I still think they're the fighting fish. They fight.
Adam Schefter reported today that A.J. Brown, no surprise, he's expected to be traded to the New England Patriots on or after June 1st because of salary cap reasons. But as Dolphins fans, I wonder how we feel about that, considering the fact he's coming to our division.
These Patriots are doing it again.
Are we supposed to deduce that Adam Schefter has some kind of relationship with the Patriots and Mike Vrabel because he's getting this scoop on this story? Is that how this usually works?
Yeah, affair.
Yeah.
Maybe Schefter's at the pool.
Very
I don't have
possible.
pictures.
Interlocking hands.
I hate it, Solana. I hate it because Hawk just said it. They're getting back very good again.
They're doing it again. They're doing it again. They're doing the thing that they did when they were doing it, and then we thought they were done doing it, and then all of a sudden Drake May's there, and they're doing it again.
Peekaboo. We're back.
Good coach and a good quarterback.
We're going to the Super Bowl.
I don't know. I'm not as convinced that they're doing it again. Had they signed a small white wide receiver? I don't know,
Wait till
Cooper
you
Kupp.
see what happens when Ethan Bonner gets cut and he becomes the best corner in the league. Wait till you eat those words.
I would say they're doing it again, but I kind of like the idea of A.J. Brown, who's just at this point, he just wants to F things up everywhere he goes. Like, you're not happy in Philadelphia, they don't throw you the ball. Fine, you're winning Super Bowls, though. Oh, sorry, you're not putting up major numbers. Hey, let him go to New England. First couple games, doesn't get the ball. That dude is going to.
I don't think you realize what Mike Vrabel will do to him.
Yeah, and it's his relationship with Jalen Hurt, because Jalen is an alpha. He's an alpha. They both want to be right. Drake May is going to be happy that he's just in the lineup. What you need, AJ? Okay, out route. I got you next time, big man. I think it's going to work perfectly.
Mike Vrabel bang him right on top of the head like whack-a-mole. Sit your ass down.
They already got a pretty good group of receivers there, and A.J. Brown just kind of puts them over the top. Keyshawn Boutte came out of nowhere. He was really good. I don't think Stephon Diggs is back there next year, is he? No, he's gone.
Yeah.
Who do you think's the best team in the AFC East, Solana? If you're not buying the Patriots, you think the Bills?
Yeah, it's Buffalo.
Yeah.
Team that didn't go to the Super Bowl.
I'm ready to have the conversation that New England may have jumped Buffalo.
It's no question. They went to the Super Bowl last year.
Oh, stop. That's the phoniest run of the Super Bowl in the history of the NFL.
They beat the Broncos in the AFC Championship game, but the Bills weren't even there.
I was the quarterback for the Broncos.
The Broncos?
Yeah, Hawk played quarterback that game. He just didn't know he had his helmet on.
They barely beat the Broncos, and literally none of us could remember who the quarterback was for that game. Not a single one of us.
Stidham, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was.
But
either way,
we barely lost to the Ravens in 2008. Does that count as a playoff win?
Barely. You guys got rocked. Ed Reed still returning interceptions in that game.
This Chad Pennington never turns the ball over, and then in the playoff game at home, he throws 17 interceptions. Chad Pennington.
All right, anything else in the headline, Solana?
Yeah, we do have some NBA playoffs coming up tonight. Game 2s all around.
Why do you look confused, Abel?
Because how has he not mentioned the Sabres?
Well,
we did talk about it at the beginning of the show.
It's not the first hour of the show, Appel.
Sorry. You got something for Buffalo, the Bills, the Sabres. Are you planning something?
You know I got family in Rocktown. Come on.
He always wanted to be like Vic.
Yeah.
He's coming around.
My steroid injections come in a couple weeks.
Oh, okay. I was about to say they're not working if you've been taking them. I changed the formula.
Steroids? We thought you said hemorrhoids.
The Cavs, they play the Raptors tonight at 7 o'clock. That's game 2. The Knicks play the Hawks, game 2 at 8. The Nuggets and the Timberwolves, game 2 at 10:30 p.m. Your weather in South Florida right now, it is 82 degrees. I told you that coming up in a few hours, it's expected to rain across South Florida. So drive safely if you were affected by said weather. That weather report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, helping keep your home and family safe when the storms roll in. Visit tornadoroofing.com for your free roof and window estimate.
All right, a lot more stuff to get to this afternoon, and we're going to get to our NFL draft stories this week as well. Twan Russell today in the 4 o'clock hour, so do not go anywhere.
If you live down here in South Florida now, or pretty much anywhere, you can't have outdated garage doors. They can't be damaged. They got to be hurricane ready. It's rolling around. Please don't wait. Called Allied Doors. They've been serving South Florida since 1966. That's 60 years of trusted family-owned service. Don't wait. I hate to see it. I don't want to call anybody out. Beautiful homes with garbage garage doors. Don't do that to yourself. You got to call Allied Doors. Huge in-stock inventory. Same-day service. They could come out that same day. Custom impact-rated doors built to protect and upgrade that house. The house you work so hard for. Why would you have garbage garage doors? You got to call Allied Doors and get the good stuff. Industry-leading LiftMaster openers. LiftMaster, they're the best. Trust me. We use them on our investment properties, our personal home, all that noise and struggling to get the garage door up. LiftMasters are the best. They are the best in the business, and that's what Allied Doors can do for you. Give them a call today. Get that upgraded garage door. I'm telling you, it's going to make your house look beautiful, and you'll be protected for hurricane season. 954-942-8550. Visit allied-doors.com. You mention this ad, and you'll get $300 off. Don't wait. Call Allied Doors today.
This is Crowder and Solana.
Got a horse running at Saratoga? Give me anything. You got a lottery ticket? You got some numbers? What do you got? That means we're going to play a little Who Got Funky. And Appel, I want you to pay attention to this because we have a big open for Who Got Funky, brought to you by our friends at Funky Buddha Brewery, where you can see Dan Day hosting trivia tonight. Go to the tap room in Oakland Park. Dan Day hosts trivia every Monday night at Funky Buddha. Starts at 7:30. Listen to the big open for this, Appel, because when we changed the name of the show to Hochman, Crowder, and Solana, the original open to this only had said Hochman and Crowder. So Solana took a very incongruous piece of audio that does not belong in this open, and this big, giant, legendary football voice comes barreling in because his name happens to be involved in the liner that this guy read for us once, and it jars me every time I hear it, but I find it to be delightful as well. So without further ado, let's play a little Who Got Funky.
Yo, E, what you want to do now, man? Yo, whatever it is, it's just got to be funky.
Funky. Funky. Funky.
I can't get enough of that funky stuff. You know it's funky, 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 because you heard it from here. See.
Who got funky?
On Hawk, Crowder, and Solana.
That'd be delightful.
Solana.
With Hawk, Crowder, and Solana. Just out of nowhere. Anyway, Who Got Funky, courtesy of our friends at Funky Buddha Brewery. For me, I can tell you who got funky. As much as I'm annoyed that Davison De Los Santos is no longer on the squad for the Marlins, for me, the Marlins promotional team got funky. I don't know if you saw the big giveaway, big promotional night they've got coming up in a couple of Sundays. Sunday, May 3rd, Yacht Rock Day at Lone Depot Park. You know how much I love Yacht Rock. They're giving away, for the first 10,000 fans, that Marlins, the captain's hat. You know, the one that the skipper wore on Gilligan's Island or Ted Knight wore in Caddyshack. A Marlins branded captain's hat. They're going to have live yacht rock before the game, a band. That is a great promo. I will be out there on that Sunday, May 3rd, at Lone Depot Park. Crowder, who got funky?
We got two. First, the Cincinnati Bengals and the Patriots, if this A.J. Brown thing goes through, because I believe in teams. If you can find a Dexter Lawrence or A.J. Brown, that makes your team automatically better. One in the hand better than two in the bush. I don't know what any of these college players are going to do, so I like teams that go out, say, I want this guy. This guy makes my team better and goes and gets him. Go do what you want. You have the capital. Go get it. And my second one is the Crowders. This Thursday will be our 15th year wedding anniversary.
Oh.
This weekend we went down to Eden Rock. We had some nice meals. We actually got a little funky, but that's for a different story. And 15 years married to my beautiful wife Asia on Thursday.
Wow. Mazel.
Thank you.
15 years. That's a big deal. I should probably then give a second who got funky. My son, David. He's a 420 baby. He turns 22 today. Happy birthday, DJ.
Funky. Time 22 years ago.
Josh Appel. The 12-month gestation period.
Yeah.
Josh Appel.
Didn't do the math in that
My
one.
boys move slow. That was a 3-month climb. Josh Appel, who got funky?
This may shock you, but I'm going to go with Danhausen.
Funky. I love Danhausen.
Danhausen got Funkyhausen.
Does he
Last
actually
year-
do anything?
No.
I'm going to get there.
Okay.
Last WrestleMania weekend, he was not signed to WWE. He was not on TV a lot in AEW. Fast forward a year later, he debuts in WWE, arguably one of the most popular wrestlers in the company right now. And on the much better of the 2 days of WrestleMania, he does an in-ring segment with John Cena and The Miz, two surefire Hall of Famers. Danhausen got his WrestleMania moment-hausen. I got Funkyhausen.
Funky.
I'm into him, and I like him a lot. I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like he's got a very short shelf life.
I think he's here to stay.
Interesting. Solana, who got Funky?
And I get how many, because you get 2, Crowder got 2. I don't think you guys understand how to play this game. Appel,
That's how
thank
you always
much.
do it. So this time you
Me?
keep it to 1.
Me?
Just 1.
All right. Well, I could go with Lil Messi, obviously, who deserves it. It's phenomenal. Scored a brace. Scored the game winner.
So that's it. Messi got Funky.
No, I'm not going with Lil Messi. I could go with my Buffalo Sabres, of course, 4 unanswered. I
Sabres
guess
got Funky. Brought to you by our friends at Funky Buddha Brewery.
No, not the Sabres. It could be, though. Could be.
Okay, but it's got to be 1. In other words, if you come with multiple things every time, it's not in the spirit of the game.
I missed the pre-show meeting where everybody gets more than 1.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense the way he does this.
Yeah, I got a lot.
Page?
Yeah. I'm going with Goran Dragic.
Funky.
Gogi debuted his podcast. Happened to be a very good podcast, a good watch. But he's gentlemen. Goran Dragic, you guys see this? He's recruiting Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I'm not even certain if I want Giannis anymore. I don't know. I'm not emotionally prepared to answer that question just yet, like Spoelstra said. But I do know one thing. I've campaigned for Goran's jersey to be retired. I think it should go up, and this is further proof that Goran Dragic, the Dragon, is a Heat mother bleeping lifer.
Funky.
Trying to campaign, trying to recruit Giannis Antetokounmpo to save his knees and come down to South Florida and join the Miami Heat. That's a Heat lifer right there.
But he really has gone above and beyond to show that he's a Heat lifer. The Heat haven't returned that.
Well, I wouldn't be too certain about that, Hawk, because every time
he wanted to come back 15 different times. I'm pretty sure they make him pay for his seats.
But the reward is he gets to go up on the Jumbotron, which I know you love.
This is yet another example of there being far, far too many podcasts.
I mean, that's like, honestly, when he said that, honestly, we need a Goran Dragic podcast.
Oh, right. Of all the podcasts you guys are going to take, because he's European. I got you guys.
I don't understand.
No, I do
the media after the game.
I do one with Stugatz. He's European.
Is he?
I don't know. I gotta double check that.
We have podcasts now. Huh?
I am wearing my podcast suit. All right. Who got Funky? Brought to you by our friends at Funky Buddha Brewery. Make sure you check out Dan Day tonight hosting trivia at Funky Buddha. Josh, we'll let you go. We appreciate the extra time that you gave us today. We appreciate all your WrestleMania knowledge.
Always a pleasure. Some might not consider it WrestleMania knowledge, but I give it to you anyways.
Is there a Monday Night Raw tonight? That's usually a big deal after WrestleMania.
Yes, the Raw after WrestleMania, always a big deal. It's on Netflix tonight, and they've been promoting it as they always do, as if there will be some big surprises. So we will be tuned in for that on Netflix tonight.
And I can watch that on Netflix? I don't have to buy a pay-per-view or anything?
That's correct.
I'm not going to watch it on Netflix.
Yeah, I saw right through that.
Yeah, probably would have seen it by now.
You'll
All right,
see
there you go.
You'll
Who got
see it when
Funky?
I send it to you.
What's that? Yeah, just
You'll
let
see
me
it
know
when I
what goes on. What could possibly happen? Let me guess. Danhausen walks out. Hey, I'm Danhausen.
By the way, you put the emphasis on the wrong part. You put emphasis on the Hausen. It's just Danhausen. You
Right,
go Danhausen.
Yeah, Danhausen.
Danhausen. Is it
Right.
like that?
Like Van Helsing.
Danhausen.
Danhausen.
Right.
not
Lieutenant
Danhausen.
Danhausen.
Hey, pal, I have Trick Williams' number. Just put it out there.
Ooh, did you see
Yeah.
Danhausen there?
No, I didn't see Dan. I've never heard of Danhausen before in my life.
All right. See you, Josh Hausen.
Bye, guys.
Cheetah Pompano, that's a great spot to watch a game or a fight or wrestling. I mean, they got VIP areas, 4 stages of entertainment, and the most beautiful ladies in South Florida. And you know Cheetah Pompano has that amazing complimentary gourmet lunch till 3 p.m. every day, and it is a great menu. It's not like, hey, here's what we're serving for lunch today. You order off an extensive menu, whatever you can get: flatbreads, salads, sandwiches, pastas, daily specials. They have happy hour specials till 6. Don't forget, if you're planning a bachelor party, there is no better place to have it than Cheetah Pompano or Cheetah Palm Beach. You can get details online or inside the clubs. So I always say it, every day is a great day at Cheetah Pompano Beach. Make sure you visit Cheetah Palm Beach as well. Get all the details at cheetahsofl.com.
You're listening to the Hot
Details.
Show.
You're not a cheese guy?
Shove it up your ass,
Depends.
Solana.
On what?
We have another segment this hour, Crowder.
Yeah, Crowder, we're coming back, okay? I'll text him. I think he took off his headset. I'll text him.
surprised me when you said you don't know how to feel about Giannis. If Giannis was going to come to the Heat, you weren't ready to decide if you really want him or not. Is that a defense mechanism happening, Solana, where it seems now like he wants to stay in Milwaukee, and so you're preparing yourself for not getting him and then being able to say, I didn't want him here anyway?
Well, I mean, he's 31. He's only getting older. The injuries are a major concern. And just his overall demeanor over the past year or two, he wants to talk about Heat culture. He chooses the Miami, the city of Miami over LA in the Gogi podcast. But when push comes to shove, he hasn't forced his way out to come to Miami. That kind of rubs me the wrong way.
So you don't want him here or you want him here?
I want him here. It just depends what we're going to give up to get him. I think that's the big question mark. What are we going to have to give up for Giannis Antetokounmpo at this point of his career?
We asked Ira. Ira was on with us on Friday. Ira hadn't been on with us in 6 years. He was on with us on Friday. Which of these three do you think, Crowder, makes the most sense for the Heat? Ja Morant, Kawhi Leonard, or Giannis?
Giannis.
And I think Ira said Kawhi, right?
He said Kawhi based on fit. He said next to Bam Adebayo, Kawhi Leonard, and he's very aware of all the missed time and the what's it called? Right, but whatever. That's not our problem. Honestly, it's not. That's more of the Clippers'
neither was
problem.
Terry Rozier's till it was our problem.
Till we gained those problems.
Load management is a big question mark with Kawhi, and I think the Heat obviously want to move away from their star players not being available, but he believes the fit next to Bam, somebody who at the end of a game can take over, go get their own shot, hit a game winner. That was Ira's rationale.
And do you agree with that? Because you're talking about age. What's Kawhi, 6 years older than Giannis?
I think he's 34. I believe he turns 35, but he's in that range.
Yeah, and he doesn't play that much. And then the excitement of Ja, but like Ja has no championship, no MVP, no nothing, accolades under him. I like Ja, but no, Giannis is the best out of that list.
Spider Mitchell, if
I like me some Donovan Mitchell now.
Yeah. I just don't think the Heat are ultimately going to have the assets to go get him. I could be wrong, and maybe he forces his way or tries to Miami, which wouldn't surprise me. Him and Bam do have that relationship. But I don't think it's going to end up happening because, that's the type of guy that you send everything you have. And the amount of teams that are going to be doing that, I just don't think.
How old is he? He's young.
29?
20s, yeah. What's a lot? But to this point, like you're saying, Giannis, but I don't know what he's gonna need to get Giannis. The entire league is gonna throw everything they have at Giannis or Donovan Mitchell. Why do you not want to? Because you want to keep who? You want to keep?
No. I'm not doing that. I agree. I'm willing to trade whatever I have to improve my team at this point. I really am. But I do think you're talking about Giannis now in a different light than we were even at the deadline. That's how quickly things change in the NBA. I don't think teams are going to be as willing to send all this draft capital that Milwaukee held out for, by the way. They didn't trade him at the deadline to Miami or to anybody else because they really felt like come the end of the season, they're going to have more opportunity in the offseason to get a better package. And there might be more teams involved, but I don't think the packages are going to get significantly better or stronger than what Miami had put together, reportedly,
which was the best package that Milwaukee will have ended up seeing, and let's say they replicate the package essentially, will be the Heat's, which was what? It was Tyler.
It was 2 first-round picks, a pick swap, Tyler Hero, Kel'el Ware, and there were other players involved that we don't know the names of those players.
Yeah, and I didn't know Donovan Mitchell was in this conversation because Donovan Mitchell jumps over Giannis to me, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But to Solana's point, someone's going to offer 3 number 1s, 3 2s.
I mean, the Heat could be in play. The Heat can trade. They're 2030, they're 2032, and also on the night of the draft, they could pick for another team and then ship that player off.
It's essentially 3.
You could get 3 players, and now if the Heat, who, by the way, because Charlotte lost the playing tournament, and because the Phoenix Suns won, the Heat are slotted in with the 13th best lottery odds, which means they have a 1% chance at getting the top pick, the number 1 overall pick, and then a 4.8% chance at getting into the top 4. It's not very likely that that happens, but if they do and they get a top 4 pick, that immediately becomes extremely more enticing to a Cleveland Cavaliers team.
Yeah,
now,
sure.
I don't know what I would do in that situation because the draft is super, super talented this year. And if you get, 3 or 4 and you have the opportunity to get Boozer or to get some of these other guys and you're the Heat, do you jump at that chance? You get to develop a young guy with immense talent? Or do you say, hey,
Give me
go
Donovan
get me
Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell?
Give me Donovan Mitchell.
Give me Donovan Mitchell.
I'm trying to.
He said earlier, bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
I'm gonna give up Donovan Mitchell to try to find Donovan Mitchell. I'll
Right, a
stick with
cheaper Donovan Mitchell. You're looking to get Donovan Mitchell in a bargain hunt because it's a draft pick rather than a veteran contract. All right, we're going to take a break. 4 o'clock hour is coming up. We'll get headlines. We'll get the stock market report, and we'll start our NFL draft day stories with a really, really good one. 4 o'clock hour is next.
You're listening to the Hawk, Crowder, and Solana Show.
I'm not a football guy, you know that, but I read Bill Walsh's book. Do you remember? You know the book?
I can't read, Coach.
p.m. and we back on the clock, so don't get cutesy. Dog lead the station a lot. We got the sports talk and the drama to make sure the T-clock. WQAM is the Avengers with no weak spot. For Joe Rose, Woody Bo, Omar and Moore, Tobin and Leroy giving gooses galore. Yeah, for 2 to 6 is reserved for 3 legends. The captains of America, not no Chris Evans. For Spritz to McRibs and calling out game scores. Hochman, Crowder, Solana. Get ready for some more.
Here we go, 4 o'clock hour. I was a little bit late getting back to my broadcast desk here because I was having a little snack downstairs. This has nothing to do with 420 Day. My friend Justin, you guys know him, was in Toronto, brought me back some ketchup Cheetos.
Ooh.
They are fantastic.
Really?
Yeah. I love ketchup flavored chips.
Oh, you do.
That's a ketchup Cheeto right there.
I've never seen them, but I'm not a cute ketchup guy.
A keto.
Keto.
So good, man. And then I just saw, again, I don't know if this has to do with 420 Day or not, but I just saw on that Sports Gran website, which is really more soccer related. This happens to be baseball related. Toronto Blue Jays. Cotton candy fries, which are French fries, topped with blue mayonnaise and cotton candy.
Blue mayonnaise.
Blue mayonnaise and cotton candy at Jays games.
Yeah. I don't like mayonnaise on fries, though, so I don't know if I would go that way.
Yeah, Europeans love that. I don't know if I've ever had it. I like mayo, so it seems like it would be good.
Yeah, I don't know, burger. Not a dip. You have dipped something in the mayonnaise?
I've never used it that way before, but they look at ketchup and they're like, what, sugar paste? Like you're gonna dip all your food in sugar paste? Like mayo's at least got a little zing to it.
But why not? Like if it's gonna go on your burger. And by the way, I'm not a big fan of dipping my French fries in mayonnaise either, but I've had it. Like ketchup and mayo mixed together is one of the like that's my childhood. Ketchup and mayo, you mix them together, it turns into a little pink sauce.
Wasn't that Thousand Island dressing?
That's Thousand Island dressing, I think.
No, I don't think so.
No?
With relish.
We call that salsa golf or salsa rosada.
What is Thousand Island dressing?
Pink sauce.
Thousand Island dressing is a creamy, tangy dressing that's usually made with mayonnaise, ketchup, and relish, giving it a pink.
Yeah, it's you've been eating Thousand Island dressing.
No, but that's with relish. That's with relish. Like you can't disregard.
I mean, the main two features there in Thousand Island dressing, the thing that gives it that pink hue is the ketchup and the mayo, and it turns it a little bit pink, and it's Thousand Island dressing.
What do you call it?
Salsa rosada.
Rosada.
Yeah, pink sauce.
But I like how you were so dismissive. Oh, no. We don't like Thousand Island dressing.
That's crazy. Because I've grown up my entire life just like if you go to a restaurant, you order a salad, they're like, oh, what dressing would you like? And if they even mention Thousand Island dressing, I'm like, no, that's disgusting.
Right? That's the funniest thing too. I love ketchup and mayo. Thousand Island dressing looks awful. I've never gotten Thousand Island dressing. It sounds like an old man's salad dressing, but it's everything that I like.
It's on salad though. It's different when it's on a burger.
Right. Do I want ketchup on my salad? Although my burger has tomato and lettuce, onions.
It's a condiment. It's not a dish.
Anyway, let me give you the stock market report here to start out the 4 o'clock hour. Stock market report sponsored by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE, 1-800-747-3733. Really no movement on Wall Street today at all. Dow Jones was down 4 points, which is 0.01%. S&P 500 down 16 points. NASDAQ down 64 points. So no real movement. Whatever your balance was on Friday, it's probably just about the same today.
Quickly, some life stuff that happened. I broke up with my lawn man.
You did?
but he still works for the other. So we brought him in the neighborhood. He picked up other jobs in the neighborhood. We broke up with him.
It's a difficult conversation. How'd the conversation go?
It was real weird because I just stopped paying.
Well, that's not how you break up with someone.
Well, they work for money. If I don't give you any money, then you don't work anymore.
You have to be kidding me. You stopped using the lawn services service by just stopping paying?
Yeah, because I would front them the money, which is way different than I usually do. So I give them, I give them 150 at the beginning of the month. That's for the month. Then we broke up with them. I just didn't send the 150. That's it.
Like 150 a month?
Yeah. They're very cheap.
Well, I mean, what did he bring? A fork and a knife?
Okay, well, we get into it. Part of the problem is it was one man, and it probably take him 5.5 hours to do a lawn. And I'm just like, yeah, you don't have any workers? Like, it's just you forever? And for years and years, just him. We're like, we're going to, modernize a little bit. A company comes in, 45 minutes, boom, and out of there. And now it's like, I don't want to look at him. I'll sit in my truck. If I see him, I'll sit in my truck because I don't want to address him. Now I'm inconveniencing myself because I'm sitting in my truck for 20 minutes.
Yeah, you got to make him a sandwich.
Make him a sandwich?
Yeah, sandwich. Anybody gets a free sandwich, they feel like, oh, that's my guy. So make him a sandwich. Next time you see him, just walk out with a sandwich. Hey, man, got you. So I made you a sandwich.
We also have a language barrier.
Sandwich. There was a talking about the Heat. There was a question for Ira in Ask Ira, and it said perhaps a Godfather parable. Ultimately, Don Vito could not do what needed to be done, and the family was handed off to his son Michael. Don Pat cannot do what ultimately needs to be done, a slow rebuild. So the family is handed off to son Nick Harrison, with Pat Riley serving as consigliere. And, it's not the worst question in the world. Pat doesn't have the appetite for a long rebuild, nor does he have the demeanor for it. When he was younger, that wasn't his methodology. Certainly not going to be his methodology when he's older.
Yes.
He doesn't want to sit through a long rebuild. So maybe you say, hey, Nick, it's your team now. Pass everything by Pat, but it's your team. This is what Ira writes. That's basically where we stand today and have for years. There's a reason Nick Harrison's name is at the top of is on top of Pat Riley's on the Heat's org chart. But even beyond that, Eric Spoelstra has considerable input on personnel. Adam Simon is the authority on draft prospects, and Andy Ellisberg continues to make sure the money works under the cap, tax, and aprons. The notion of a single organizational voice is quaint, but the reality is it takes a village. It is why, even in recent years, Pat Riley has spoken of deferring to Spoelstra or the Arisons when it comes to coaching or financial decisions and questions. While the Pat Riley show can still be compelling, what the Heat actually need to do is present more of a united front in such postseason wrap-ups. It's not that Pat Riley doesn't still have the answers. It's that no single person in any organization has all the answers. So, but for those, I think if I'm reading between the lines here, those who suggest Pat Riley lost his fastball, it doesn't matter as much as you think it does because he is not the sole voice within the organization. These are organizational decisions. And it seems like, again, if I'm reading between the lines, if there's an organizational mandate for a slow rebuild rather than whale hunting, then Pat Riley will go along with it.
Well, but there has to be a hierarchy because whoever said, let's run it back from last season to this season, everybody has to sign off on it. There has to be somebody to say no. There has to be a hierarchy, just like drafting.
I'm guessing Nick Harrison is at the top of the hierarchy.
And that was a total mistake running this thing back. Total mistake.
But I would just say this is the first season where the Miami Heat and all the people at the table, all the decision makers can sit and say, hey, we're not close. And be honest about that. Because even 2 years ago, Jimmy Butler gets hurt in the play-in tournament. Fine.
Good point.
Fine. Last year, you traded Jimmy. Hey, we didn't get to see this roster a full year. And by the way, I'm not advocating for it. Like, I think they should have made those decisions last year, but I can understand why they took that approach. This is the first year where, okay, Tyler wasn't healthy, but let's be honest about where we're at. Year 4 of the play-in tournament, you lost as the 10 seed this season, and the Norm and Tyler pairing, you can't possibly imagine you bring that back next year, and it's a difference between you being the 10 seed and the 2 seed. Like, it just doesn't make sense. This is the first year where, Hawk, to what Ira's saying, there could be an organizational shift depending on what they can or can't do with trades or free agency this offseason. And if they can't get Giannis and they can't get Kawhi and they try and they can't, and they get the 13th overall selection, it might come down to Nick Harrison and Andy Ellisberg and everybody involved saying, hey, it's time. We don't like the tank, but it's time to move in a totally different direction and start doing what other teams do, which is stockpile draft picks. And then be ready. Be ready for that next wave of disgruntled superstars.
All right, let's get headlines, though, because I want to get to our NFL draft stories, and we're going to end up running long and being unable to do so. Headlines
I just
are
don't
brought
see
to you
Pat wanting to get a Slovenian at number 13 and being happy with it.
by Darrell Volkswagen. You always pay less with your Pricito at Darrell Volkswagen. Visit them at Darrell Volkswagen or DarrellVolkswagen.com.
The Dolphins do select 11th overall on Thursday and 30th overall on Thursday if things stay as they currently are slotted.
Oh, you sure you didn't celebrate 420?
Huh?
Man, eating Cheeto dust.
Enjoying some Cheetos.
The
That
Marlins,
was my
they open up-
favorite Heat segment of all time. That was great.
I really thought Hawk was engaged with what I was saying. Like for those, obviously you can't see us on the radio, but he, like, his mannerisms with his face were like, wow, yeah, that's an excellent point, Solana. And normally, Crowder, when I say anything about the Heat, Hawk is scrolling his phone, just has zero interest in what I
Just
have
an
to say.
opportunity to eat my Cheetos.
And he was really just waiting for me to finish so he could eat his Cheetos.
Mm.
Are they good?
Ketchup Cheetos are from
Are they
our
good?
friends north of the border.
What do they taste like?
Ketchup Cheetos.
Don't you dip them in ketchup? A little double burst.
I would never do that.
No.
I can't believe Thousand Island dressing is just ketchup and mayo.
I'm
like
pretty
I've
sure
been-
that's the Big Mac sauce.
Special sauce.
Isn't it Thousand Island dressing, though?
You're lying. Don't tell me that.
It makes sense.
Yeah, it's that same color.
It makes sense because you pickles, ketchup, mayonnaise.
What is the special Big Mac sauce?
The special sauce on a Big Mac is a Thousand Island style dressing.
I mean, your dreams are crushed, Solana.
This mind is blown.
Everything you love is Thousand Island dressing.
You might as well invest in Thousand Island dressing.
This guy cannot get enough Thousand Island dressing.
But it's because I've always just scoffed at the notion, like, who orders Thousand Island dressing? That's disgusting. And all this time, I love Thousand Island dressing.
Yeah, wild.
Yep.
Why is it called Thousand Island dressing? It's not a dressing.
It's a great question.
It's not
It is a
Thousand
good one.
Islands. It's just ketchup and mayo.
Why do they call Thousand Island dressing Thousand Island dressing?
So the story goes back to the Thousand Islands region, which is this area with a bunch of small islands between New York and Canada along the St. Lawrence River. The dressing was supposedly created or became popular there in the early 1900s, and it just stuck with that name. Some credit it to a chef or restaurant owner in that region who made it famous, though the exact origin story gets a bit fuzzy depending on who you ask.
You know, they call like Key Largo to Naples, that whole area, the Thousand Islands.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah.
I've never heard that before. I don't think you're right about that.
You don't even know nothing.
Hey, Crowder, if I told you I was going to the Keys
Mhm.
and I went to Key Largo, would you consider that the Keys?
Oh, yeah, because once you go over that big old bridge leaving Florida City, yeah.
After you
go
get the
over that
light blue
first
divider
bridge,
on the highway,
yeah.
you're in the Keys.
Yes. Once you're on that 2-lane death trap, you're in the Keys.
I don't know, man. If I'm in Key Largo, I'm just in Florida City South. That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah.
Somebody says cane sauce is Thousand Island dressing.
Same hue.
Yep.
Wow. Everything's Thousand Island dressing. Great. The NBA award finalists were revealed. MVP. I don't know if you guys saw this, but I can imagine you can guess the 3 finalists for MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Wemby, Luka, and Cade.
No, SGA. You're forgetting SGA, and you're forgetting Jokic.
Yeah. SGA.
Probably
Wemby.
I'm guessing you're 1 for 3. There's no chance Cade's in there.
No.
And
he's
Luka, did they approve Luka for the games?
Well, he's going to qualify to be in the All NBA teams, but he's not a finalist.
It's got to
for
be
the award.
SGA, Jokic, and Wemby.
Yep, those are the 3 finalists. Yeah. Sorry, your Jaylen Brown take from mid-March didn't work out for you, Crowder.
Yeah, man was balling.
And Hawk, your boy, Tim Hardaway Jr., 6th Man of the Year nominee.
Give him more minutes.
I think he got plenty this year.
6th Man of the Year.
Yeah, but in that finals.
We'll find out the Defensive Player of the Year tonight. Victor Wembanyama, Chet Holmgren, and Asar Thompson were the 3 finalists. I mentioned the Heat.
Well, that's
and
a
the
weird
season.
pronunciation of Andrew Wiggins.
They call him Asar in the hood.
When's Wing Defender of the Year? WDOY. More prestigious than DPOY.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
The Luka stopper.
Okay. All right, DeMar DeRozan Army and the Tua Tagovailoa Army. All right. All right. I mean, you guys were calling Tua top 5 for like 3 years. 3 years.
All right, Mr. Thousand Island.
My Buffalo Sabres scored 4 goals in the 3rd period. They beat the Bruins in game 1. NHL playoffs are electric, man. Sucks that the Panthers aren't there.
Yeah.
And tonight in the NBA, you've got the Cavs and Raptors game 2, 7 o'clock. Knicks, Hawks, game 2 at 8. Nuggets, T-Wolves, game 2 at 10:30 p.m. Marlins do play the St. Louis Cardinals in a 3-game series starting tonight. First pitch will be at 6:40. Listen to that game right here on FM 104.3 WQAM.
Let's go.
Pre-game show starts right after our show with Steven Strom, and then Jack McMullen will be on the call. Your weather in South Florida right now, it is 80 degrees. Not raining just yet, but it's expected to rain into this evening. That weather report was brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Storm season is coming. Make sure your home is ready. Get your free roof and window estimate today. Visit tornadoroofing.com.
As we inch towards NFL Draft Day, which is Thursday, we've got some draft stories that we want to play for you that we've heard over the years, and we're going to do Twan Russell's in the next segment. I'll explain it when we come back. Before, though, everyone's invited to the Hard Rock Bet Party. Doesn't matter who you are, your name is on the list. Sign up today. Double your winnings on your first 10 bets, max $50, but you double your winnings on your first 10 bets. Just download the Hard Rock Bet app, make your first deposit, get the party started. On Hard Rock Bet, the double your winnings welcome offer is just the start. You also get new promos every day of the week. Open the app right now. See what you've got today. The NBA playoffs are all about big moments. clutch shots, superstar performances, games that come down to the final possession, and every night you've got a shot to cash in on Hard Rock Bet, the official sportsbook partner of the Miami Heat. Maybe you like the hot hand to drop 30. Maybe you liked San Antonio minus 11.5 last night, like I did. Who knows? Whatever you like. You just put it in there on the Hard Rock Bet app. They give you tons of way to stack your picks into an epic same game parlay if you like. I mean, it is so easy. The most electrifying playoffs in sports, by the way, as Solana had mentioned, is here. And every night is a shot to light the lamp on Hard Rock Bet. Maybe you live bet Buffalo last night when they were down. Maybe you thought that they'd score 4 goals in the third. I mean, if you did, you probably won a decent amount of money. So tape up the stick, lace up the skates, get in on the action, because when the playoffs hit the ice, every moment means more on Hard Rock Bet. And of course, baseball is back in full swing. If you don't want to sweat all 9 innings on Hard Rock Bet, you can bet on a first inning, run scored or not scored. You get your thrill real fast, quick payoff, big excitement. That is baseball accelerated. It all starts with you downloading the Hard Rock Bet app right now. It's offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
You're listening to the Hawk, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Anybody want Carol Snooka's number? That was a great turnaround.
it.
Sometimes, some years, we haven't been able to do our draft stories much because the Heat and the Panthers were in the playoffs and really good, and we didn't have a lot of time. This year's a little bit different, so we're actually going to get to relive maybe one story a day. We've got about a dozen of these. We're not going to be able to play all of them, but maybe one a day. We'll be able to do one like we are here. This is Twan Russell. So over the course of the 10 years of this show or so, we have asked former NFL players and current ones, because we did it with Javon Holland.
Yep.
We've asked them what their draft day experience was like. We all know Crowder's famously was a disappointing draft day. Thought he was going first round, ended up in the third round. So it's not
terrible day in my life.
Yeah. But it really, I mean, I say this every year, but it can't be. You're the elite of the elite when you get drafted to the NFL. So it should never be a terrible day, even if you went later than you expected.
What about if you get divorced, but it was probably better for your life? Bittersweet.
Right.
It was a bittersweet day. I thought I was getting
But
$20
now,
million.
years later, you can look at it and say that was better for my life. I was able to come to South Florida and, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, meet my wife, all that. Yes, you're right.
Well, Twan Russell, who played for the Hurricanes, was drafted, I believe, by the Washington Redskins. They were called the Redskins back then. But if I remember, well, I don't want to give away the story. There's a good twist in here.
Yes.
There's a good twist in this NFL Draft Day story. Twan Russell is one of our favorites. We have a big open for our NFL Draft Day stories. We made this years ago, and we believe it's Robbie the Degenerate who voices the big open for us to give it a little context as to just how old this open is. Let's hear this. So are we going right into Twan after this, or is it coming back to us?
I think we're going to have to bring it back to us after we hear this.
Okay, let's hear it.
NFL Masters.
That is terrible. Really terrible. And it doesn't say Hot Crowder and Solana, so now you're angry.
That'll be fixed for tomorrow.
Hello, Robbie. Solana. This is urgent.
Need you at the studio ASAP.
Just voice memo me. And Solana. Here it is. Without further ado, Twan Russell's NFL Draft Day story. Twan Russell is sitting down with us. Twan was a Hurricane. Twan was drafted in the 5th round of the 97 draft by the Washington Redskins. And take us back to that day. Take us back because 5th round, and to me, this is the conversation I've been having with Crowder. He goes in the 3rd round. He's disappointed because Mel Kiper told him he was going in the 1st round. And I say it's funny. His draft memory is not a great memory because he believes that he was overlooked by too many teams.
Upset, anxiety. Just, bro, it's not my draft day is not a positive memory.
Hey, this is the culmination of a lifelong dream. You worked hard. He's told me the stories of waking up at 4 a.m. and pedaling his bike to a school that wasn't near his so he could use their workout facilities. So whether you go in the 1st round, 3rd round, that's the culmination of everything you've worked for. So you go in the 5th round. Take us back, Twan Russell. Thrilled, disappointed. What is the mindset?
I'm not going to answer the question until I tell you the story.
Okay.
Because I don't want to spoil it.
So what happened?
So first of all, like my senior year, I had no idea I even had the ability to go to the National Football League. It wasn't something that was on my radar. I mean, my senior year, we were just playing football, having a great time. And I remember walking into a room after the season, and there was this guy from the Raiders in there, a big burly guy with a big beard. He's in there, and I walk in. I said, "Oh, I'm sorry." He says, "What's your name?" I'm like, "Twan Rose." He said, "Oh, yeah. You on our radar?" I said, "Radar?" Wait,
what's radar?
Radar? He's like, "Yeah." He said, "You could play special teams for a long time." I was a little pissed off. He didn't say linebacker. That's all right. that was all right. So fast forward after the combine and draft, it's the day of the first draft. I have an agent, and my agent Alan was saying, "Hey, you're a 3rd, 4th, 5th round guy." So I'm thinking third round, okay, possibility. I mean, 2 months prior to that, I had no idea I have an opportunity to be drafted. So I'm sitting there on day one, and back then, you went to the first. I want to say you went to the first 3 or 4 rounds.
First 3, I think.
First 3 or 4. I don't know. It was probably 3 or 4.
I don't know because Twan's before me.
Right.
Yeah.
So man,
I think it was the fourth round. I think it was the first 4 rounds or something like that. Or
was
maybe
it Saturday? Was it a Saturday?
Yeah, it was. You're right. It was. So the first day went and gone. So that day.
You went to sleep.
Yeah.
You had to take a nap during your draft.
Yeah, I wasn't prepared for that. If I got drafted in the third round, I was happy. It was the second day because the second day the whole family came over, put some pressure on me. My brother, I have 4 brothers, so all my 4 brothers there, their kids are there. My mom is there. Everybody's excited. So it comes to the 4th round. I'm like, oh man, I got an opportunity here, so I'm all in. And the last pick, the 130th pick, I get a phone call from Detroit. And it's coach, I think it was Bobby Ross. Bobby Ross, I think was the coach at the time. He says, "Hey, Twan, we're thinking about taking you this 130th pick. Are you ready to be a Detroit Lion?" "Absolutely, sir. I can see myself in that white, that gray, and that blue." I said,
and this is on a phone. There's no cell phone.
This is on a house phone.
Right.
This is on a. I mean, you bet not to pick that phone up that day. You need to make a phone call.
I gotta call Papa John. They ain't hell with Papa John's.
Papa John's didn't exist.
I don't think it did exist.
It didn't. You better go down
with Pizza Hut.
You better walk down to the corner store and get on the payphone. So I'm sitting there and he called. I'm excited. I'm like, okay, thank you, sir. We hang up. I told her hey, we going to Detroit. We party. We jumping up and down. And you're going, this is about 5 picks before. So you're going through the picks. And the 130th pick, Detroit selects Matt Russell. They called the wrong person.
So
they called the wrong person.
The coach didn't even have you on his
Called
radar.
the wrong person.
They thought they were talking to a different Russell.
Called Matt Russell from Colorado.
So they looked at their list of phone numbers, saw Russell, called that number, didn't realize it was Twan Russell.
Man, I was sick to my stomach.
Oh my God.
You talking about sitting there and honestly, and I feel bad to this day. She's my favorite niece, but she was a little girl. And after I got off that phone call, she was right in front of me, and she was like, "What's wrong, Uncle?" She's like, "What's wrong, Uncle?" I said, "Get away from me. Just get away from me." I would have locked myself in the bathroom for like 30 minutes.
Oh my God.
I had to compose. I mean, imagine you're 130. You go from the 130th pick to like all of a sudden you have no idea what's going on. My agent's calling me. Is like, "Hey, yeah, you're the next guy up." Everybody thought I was the next guy up. I call him trying to figure out what's going on. He doesn't know what's going on. I'm a wreck. I'm an absolute wreck.
Are you thinking maybe they said the wrong name on ESPN, that maybe it was Twan Russell? Like, do you have any doubt that maybe they did mean to pick me, or do you realize real quick?
I don't want to break it to you, Hawk, but Twan probably knows Matt Russell's a big white boy. Twan's not white.
Yeah, he's big old grown.
Like
he was 245 grown thumper. They weren't looking for me. But 2 different players.
Was there a moment where you thought maybe they actually do want me? They got it wrong?
No, absolutely not. In fact, I had just finished the internship with ABC at the time. I was sitting there going through my Rolodex because we didn't have phones back then, trying to figure out how can I jump back on that internship to finish it out.
Oh my God.
I was thinking football over for me. I thought I was done. I mean, I was so embarrassed.
Yeah, that would be.
I was sick to my stomach. And then, we're sitting there and my mom would come back there and pray with me, "Baby, it's gonna be all right."
So the mood in the room goes from a celebration.
You better not talk to me.
10 minutes later, 10 minutes later, no one go near Twan.
You talk to me, it's gonna be a problem. The only person could talk to me was my mama. My mama came and sat next to me, and she didn't even say nothing right away. She just sat next to me and just like let me calm down. She finally put her hands on my knee and on my hand and just started, "It's gonna be all right. God's gonna send you where you're supposed to go, baby. It's their mistake. They lost a good one." And it took me a good 30 minutes to calm down, just to compose myself.
Okay.
And I thought I was done.
Okay, so you didn't do the long walk, because we heard a lot of long walk stories.
Where I'm going to go? Everybody outside was waiting for me to walk outside. I wasn't going outside so they could ask me questions.
So what happened, Twan? I thought Detroit was going to take you,
I grew up in Lauderdale Lakes. Everybody knew Twan had an opportunity. I wasn't walking out. The neighbors, they don't even probably didn't have a television. They can be like, baby, everything all right? I'm like, I don't know.
That's crazy, man. So now that was the 130th pick.
That was the
so
100.
so what selection do you actually end up
I was
being?
148.
148. So now you're waiting another 18 picks, which could
Right.
be an eternity
Right.
in an NFL draft.
Right, exactly. So, I was funny. I had never even talked to the Redskins before. They had never called me, never looked me up. But
Didn't work you out.
I to this day, I think the only reason they took Kennard Lang in the first round. And they like, hey, he our first round pick. Let's bring somebody in to be his friend. I think they brought me in just to be his friend to make sure he's comfortable. They don't spend all this money on it because back then, those first round draft picks make a lot of money. So it had to be right. So I think they just brought me in to be his roommate and make sure he was going the right direction.
Any Miami guy, we'll bring him in. He'll be your friend.
Yeah, they're like, okay. They probably looked at me and said, hey, he had 130 tackles his senior. He could probably play football. Because I wasn't the linebacker that when you look at their linebacker, they had a Hall of Famer. They had guys that looked like Tarzan and played like Tarzan. I looked like Jane. when I walked into that linebacker room, you talking about 6'2", 6'3". I'm 6'2", but they were 255, 245. I was 215, 217.
So who called you from Washington? Who was on the phone?
Nobody called me.
No.
Nobody didn't call me. I wasn't even special. I wasn't even special. They didn't fly me up there.
In a duffel bag.
When I get off the plane, it wasn't nobody to pick me up. They didn't have Uber. I was trying to figure out how to get from the airport to the facility. Nobody. The first time they saw my face was when I stepped on campus. It's like, who are you? Which one are you?
Hey, sir. How are you doing, mister?
No, but seriously, North Turner called me. He says, hey, man, he says, we think you can, come in. He was real with me. He says, hey, I think you can come in and be a backup linebacker. He said, we're expecting you to play special teams right off the bat. And he says, you know what? We believe that you can have a long career in the NFL. I was just happy somebody knew my name. I mean, I didn't care. I would have went anywhere. I was excited, and it was a great experience. Honestly, it was the best situation for me. Things happen, but I promise you, Matt Russell played 1 year in the National Football League. If I would have played against him, I'm gonna tell you right now, I would have accidentally ran off the field to go find him.
You'd have taken it all out on him.
He would have had no idea why I'm jumping on him.
Oh my goodness! All right, Twan Russell is with us. He's going to hang with us for one more segment. Someone texts in, "This is the best draft story." OMG, I can't imagine. That's why we do this week, and I had never heard that story. It's an unbelievable story.
Coincidentally had the same last name.
It's crazy. How many years before you could tell that story without welling up with anger and emotion inside?
It's funny. I didn't understand the story until after I retired. Like I mean, when you're in the game, you're so busy worrying about being cut, playing football, getting to the next contract. I didn't really appreciate the story. I don't know if I got mad. I mean, I was mad in the moment. Don't get me wrong. Like I probably offended a couple of my family members, but I really didn't process it and understand it and really take it all in until after I finished. And I had my little niece, the one that I told me to get out my way. She never forgot that. I mean, she's my favorite niece. She's married. She has a beautiful daughter. And she mentioned, remember when you yelled at me?
But you looked straight at her and said, get out of my way.
She was just the first thing in front of me. I mean, I had to win something, I had to win something, and she just happened to be there. And I feel bad. I mean, I just like, just get out of my way. I mean, I feel bad to this day, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It feels like you're letting people down, though. Because everybody's there for you.
Well, and they're celebrating you, and then they
I
find
was just
out.
embarrassed. I didn't care about letting nobody down. I was embarrassed. Like, I didn't want to see nobody. Like, I was embarrassed. I mean, I just thought I failed in that moment. I mean, because you put so much. And think about it. I've been playing football from I was 5 years old, and then all of a sudden I'm sitting there, and every time I sweated on the football field or made a tackle, it's all culminating at this moment, and my opportunity there, and I felt like it was over. I literally felt my football career was over after having people at the house, and I mean, we didn't have anything fancy. We just had some wings and some family, but I was embarrassed. It's probably the first time I had ever been really embarrassed, like I just don't want to go forward.
Where a sport I would imagine you're a star, right? Play St. Thomas. Was it St. Thomas?
I went at St. Thomas High School.
So a star, this sport that has brought you all these accolades, and University of Miami, and you've got all these accolades, and that same sport that you've been celebrated for years, all of a sudden has caused the most embarrassment. That's got to be the weirdest yin and yang thing. But it was corrected, what, an hour and a half later?
I don't know. It just felt like it was a week. I mean, it took a long time. I mean, you think about 18 picks later, and everybody went radio silence. My agent wasn't calling me back because he was on the phone trying to figure out what's going on.
What just happened?
And luckily, this is how relationships work. Well, one of his closest friends at the time was Charlie Castley. And he had been telling me, hey, man, I got this guy. You're coming up. You need linebacker. They had brought in, between free agency and draft, they had brought in 5 linebackers. I mean, I don't know if they really thought I was going to make it. And I think when I got there, I was like, oh, this dude is fast. Oh, he can tackle. Okay, he can play special teams. Oh, let's keep him. I mean, I don't think the plan was bring Twan Russell in and he was going to make an impact. And it was just exciting for me to just have all that stuff come to an end, because I promise you, if I had a ledge that was deep enough, I probably would have accidentally fell over because I didn't want nobody to think I jumped.
You slipped.
Right, I slipped.
Looking back now, like you said, and I'm with you, Twan, I didn't know, even me telling the story now, people text in, they're like, hey, this is a crazy story. I just thought it was a part of the process. At any moment, when did you get excited about being in the NFL? Like, you're upset. You thought you were going higher, you went lower. You're cussing your niece out.
I didn't cuss.
No, you don't cuss. Twan doesn't cuss. That's a big difference between me and Twan. But
many differences. Many differences.
So you snapped on your niece. Like, when did any excitement come out of you about now I'm an NFL linebacker?
When I saw my name come across that ticker, and my name came across the ticker during a commercial, so I wasn't sure if it really came across the ticker. I mean, I didn't feel validated or honored in any way. No one said Twan Russell, the awesome linebacker, University of Miami, with such and such tackles who played next to Ray Lewis. And no, I didn't get all that. I just got a little ticker name, and my agent called me and said they're going to take you. I wasn't sure, but I think immediately after I found out it was true. And when, back then they had to mail you the tickets. They mailed me that plane ticket. I knew it was real deal. when I got that plane ticket in the house, boy, I was like, party over here. It was a wrap.
And then I'll fast forward very far here, but end up back with with the Dolphins, but back in Miami. That had to be the greatest moment.
So 3 years later, and it's funny, I was pissed off with the Dolphins too on that day, because I had told Jimmy Johnson, how they bring you in for, I think they bring in the local guys.
Hometown workout.
Hometown workout. Yeah. So I said, Coach, you bring me in, I will be everything you want me to be, because I always wanted to play for Coach Johnson. I mean, even at University of Miami, when I wanted to go to University of Miami, he had left 2 years earlier, and I ended up playing for Coach Erickson. I loved Coach Johnson, wanted to play for him. So I thought I had an opportunity to play for him in '97, but the Dolphins had to pick a couple picks later. So I think he might have taken me. If he didn't, I don't know. Maybe I drove by his house and stole his rims. I have no idea. I would have had to do something. Football would have been over. What I would have did, you know what I mean? Just life of crime.
I would have jumped into life of crime. You would have been in jail in no time.
Talk about
you too good of a dude. Tell on yourself.
Now, kids, I'm just joking. All the kids, I'm joking. But actually, I had a chip on my shoulder. So when I got to Washington, when I played against the Dolphins, I remember getting, it was the preseason game, but I got a sack on Dan Marino. I was sitting here. It was my own party by myself. I was like, yeah, that's why y'all should have drafted me. So, you carry those chips, and I think they fuel the fire. And the things that I could control in football, I made sure that I played to the best of my ability. And to be able to have the Dolphins bring me up in 2000 was probably, honestly, one of the most special moments I've ever had in my life.
But what an amazing story from Twan Russell there. And we'll have more NFL draft day stories leading up to draft night. And then, Solana, you'll have a draft night special, right, on the radio station starting at 6 on Thursday?
Yeah, 6 to 8. It's going to be Dono in Hollywood with a draft preview. And then Tobin and I will be live through both of the Dolphins' first-round draft selections starting at 8 p.m.
Awesome. So that'll be Thursday night on this radio station. All right, 5 o'clock, Funky Buddha Happy Hour is coming up. In Miami, we don't drink coffee, we drink cafecito, and our pastries, we call them pastelitos. And when you want a low price, you know you always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Volkswagen. Take advantage of a Pricito now on all your favorite new Volkswagen models like a Tiguan, Jetta, Taos, Atlas, and more. Don't wait. Hurry to Doral Volkswagen today. Don't miss your chance to save on a new Volkswagen with easy financing, fast service, and the best value for your money because you always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Volkswagen. Visit them at Doral Volkswagen or start shopping for your Pricito now at DoralVolkswagen.com.
You're listening to the Hawk, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Man, ain't nobody worried about no damn Ian Ingold.
Yes, sir. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. Working all day. That's all I see. It's 5 o'clock somewhere and it's right here. The Funky Buddha happy hour, everyone grab a beer. See, the boys are back and so are the guests. We talk food more than sports, but we winning our bets. To the moon, bro, with all the mundo. Hot takes and more, that's coming soon, though. Every banger like a pass, every bar off the glass. WQAM, and they coming for that ass. I'm a spaz like Solana on preheat. My dog don't care who the kicker is as long as they got 2 feet. Pickle bar champ, and he about to repeat. Don't sleep, y'all, the picture get vivid. Especially with Crowder when he cooking on the pivot. Yeah, that boy did it. Played for the Finns, embraced by this city. And then comes the man who's silly but stay litty. Loves avocado toast, and I hope that you ready for Mark Hochman, the big stepper from the Shy, Kane alumni, the big rapper. Gotta dap him up, and like you messing with the neighborhood chick, let's wrap it up. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, and it's right here. Take it on.
5 o'clock hour is the Funky Buddha Happy Hour. Brought to you by our friends at Funky Buddha Brewery. Dan Day hosting trivia tonight at Funky Buddha, the tap room in Oakland Park. And I was just looking at their Instagram account. They've got some Munchies specials tonight at Funky Buddha for $4.20. How about this? Because Chef Jeff can do this stuff. I want to see this stuff on a more regular basis, in my opinion. Meatball pub pizza.
Ooh.
Now, I love pub pizza.
Yes.
That's generally a thin and crispy pizza, and normally pub pizza is cut into squares.
Okay.
I'm hoping that's what Chef Jeff is doing.
Delicious.
Mozzarella, San Marzano, tomato sauce, banana peppers, basil.
Come on with it.
And then also on the menu tonight at Funky Buddha. This is why you go there on a Monday night. You get the trivia with Dan Day. How about this? You know how I feel about nachos. Braised beef short rib nachos.
Come on. That's something.
Now now there's meat. You could put a meat on the nachos. You don't have to put the duck confit.
Duck confit is meat.
Nah, I'm talking about red meat. Braised beef short rib nachos. It's got jack cheese, caramelized onions, house pickled jalapenos. I love pickled jalapenos. Tomatoes and sour cream.
Those sound delicious.
You got your Monday night planned right now. Funky Buddha Tap Room in Oakland Park.
What I had this weekend was a pita pizza.
Pita pizza.
That was some Mediterranean place. They had pita. It was like a pita on the bottom, but that was the crust, and they had the ingredients inside the pita. It was crazy.
Inside the pizza? Because I've grew up. Oh, Spider-Man's behind you, bro.
Spider-Man's here.
Is it 420 or is Spider-Man in your house?
I think 420 got you. There's no way Spider-Man's here. You okay, Spidey? Okay.
Adorable. Chaz walking around in a Spider-Man costume. I told you my kid turns 22 today. Man, he used to love to walk around in that Spider-Man outfit. Didn't matter if it was Halloween, Purim, weekend, weekday. DJ loved that Spider-Man outfit.
And Chaz is out of town now when Spider-Man's here. That's how it happens.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Spidey.
Yeah, but the pita pizza thing was amazing.
I've had pita pizza, but there was nothing inside the pita. They just used the pita as the crust, and they put the mozzarella cheese on top, the pepperoni. But I've never had it with anything inside the pita. That sounds delicious.
You eat it like a pita?
It's like a pizza. You cut and it was the coolest thing. They give you scissors. You get a pair of scissors to
Oh.
cut your pita and not, they don't pre-cut it. You cut it yourself with scissors.
I've
Pretty
done
cool.
this before. No, I've done this before. Hawk, could you imagine sitting down at a restaurant? Now I know you're at some fancy Mediterranean place. Could you?
Motec. You probably been to
Oh
Motec.
my God,
I have.
Motec is like
Yeah.
so hot right now.
Yeah.
What the
So
hell are you doing at Motec?
15th year anniversary. Those are
Yeah.
Motec times.
Yeah. Hawk, I've been to Motec. And by the way, I happen to love Motec because their food is fire.
It
But
is.
I ordered the exact same thing. Could you imagine? You sit down, you order a $72 pizza that comes in a pita, and they bring you scissors
Yeah.
from Staples, and
Yeah.
I'm cutting my
Right.
own pita.
Hey guy. Yeah, you forgot to cut my pizza. Oh
Hey,
no,
guy.
we bring you the scissors. Nah, cut the pizza.
Hey, you know what gets me about South Beach? Well, out North Beach, whatever it's called, up there by Ryu and all those places, the Eden Rock and Fountain Blue and all. Everybody acts busy, but nobody's busy. Like you have to reserve a 11:15 morning brunch. You walk in, it's one old guy sitting in the corner. Why are you giving me a hard time about this? Put me in my damn seat, lady. They want to feel so important. It's crazy.
All right, let's get headlines here for the 5 o'clock Funky Buddha Happy Hour. Brought to you by our friends at Doral Volkswagen. You always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Volkswagen. Visit them at Doral Volkswagen or DoralVolkswagen.com.
And I do brunch too. I know I said I don't brunch before. I brunch.
All you can eat brunch?
I don't really like all you can eat brunch. I like old a la carte.
Brunch strikes me as all you can eat. You know, there's only 6 buffets left in Las Vegas. MGM Grand is closing their buffet.
You can go to Golden Corral any time of day and have all you can eat. But
That was the Shoney's breakfast buffet, man.
Oh.
I talk about it all the time.
Shoney's breakfast buffet. Holy hell.
It's a funny punchline, but in college, I lived at Piccadilly.
Oh, how could you not?
All you want. Salad bar, meat bar, soup bar. They had every bar you want.
I know people my age, man. The Pizza Hut buffet. Look out.
Never experienced that.
Oh.
I walked into a Golden Corral one time, walked right out.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
What discouraged you, the mop water smell or the food?
But if your expectations are low, it's like when I meet my friend at CC's Pizza. I love CC's. If you go there and you're expecting Motec pita pizza where you're going to cut it yourself, you ain't getting that. But if you just want to gobble up as much za as they can get out there and some dessert pizza and maybe a half-cooked noodle, it's the time of your life.
Yeah. This South Beach loves balsamic vinaigrette. They put balsamic vinaigrette on everything. I don't want no damn balsamic vinaigrette.
Or Guinevere.
I don't know what they call it, but they drizzle it on. They'll drizzle it on ice cream. They'll put it on everything.
That's balsamic vinaigrette is like the standard dressing, isn't it?
Nah, it's a hot new thing.
Balsamic vinaigrette and Aperol Spritz made a comeback.
No, not a comeback. Brand new. Solana left the show. All right, what do you got in the headlines?
Are you guys interested in NBA playoffs tonight? I've mentioned.
Yeah, I'm going to bet something tonight. I'm going to try to keep my heater going. I had San Antonio minus the points last night. That covered.
Need a little help. Whatever you're doing, I'm doing.
Let's see. Here are your lines tonight. Cleveland, 9.5-point favorites over the Raptors. Knicks, 5.5-point favorites over the Hawks. And Denver, 7.5-point favorites over Minnesota.
Ooh. Knicks laying?
Knicks laying 5.5. I could do that. Solana said on Friday he likes the Hawks to win the series.
Yeah. Ooh. It was a good game. Atlanta hung with them. I like the Hawks tonight, covering 5.5.
Did they cover? Did the Knicks cover game one?
I think the Knicks covered. I don't think the Hawks did.
Yeah.
This is one of the ones I'd put in. All the favorites to win, you get plus 130. But it's 3 games you're waiting on.
Man.
So you like Cleveland? Solana likes Atlanta, and I know he's high on Minnesota.
No, what's the line in that game?
Denver -7.5.
Man. I like Denver to win outright. I don't know. I don't know. That series is a toss-up to me. They looked so uneven in the first game for most of that game, but I could definitely see the Timberwolves stealing one on the road. I think the Hawks could win outright in New York today, but I definitely would bet them to cover 5.5. And Toronto, to me, will make it more of a game against Cleveland than they did in game one. I think they're a much better team, but I still have the Cavs winning that one.
I do maybe just like a couple of player props.
Crowder, betting the favorites in the playoffs is so tricky, man, because it's just not going to play out that way. Like, even if I think Denver's going to win that series.
I mean, you saw Orlando and Detroit yesterday.
My only favorite parlays paid for my vacation.
True.
How
about Max Strus over 9.5 tonight?
I don't like his hair.
Love his hair. I love any hair.
I like that. Over 9.5.
Strus over 9.5. He's a playoff machine.
Hawk, the Strus is loose tonight, baby.
Strus is loose tonight. You get the Strus loose in Cleveland, the land. Come on.
Your cup will runneth over with Strus juice tonight.
I think I'm betting the Strus over 9.5. Maybe I'll do a Strus lay.
A stray.
Strus over 9.5 and over 2.5 threes. What do you think about that? Over 2 3. Maybe I'll take a 3. His over under on threes is 2.5. If I take it down to 2, it's -250.
He's not hitting that over without hitting over 2 threes.
Right?
That's a good point.
No, it doesn't add that much though.
He's gonna have 6 layups in this game.
Oh wow, James Harden's on the Cavs.
In there a second.
Are any of you as outraged as I am about Bill Simmons admitting he changed his 6th Man of the Year award vote from Jaime Jaquez Jr. to the Spurs' Keldon Johnson after the Heat lost the play-in tournament game?
So I am outraged because I think Triple J should win it, but Bill Simmons is right. They should have you vote before the playoffs start.
Correct.
That he said, hey, if you don't want me to change my vote, don't make me sit through these play-in games and watch a 10 seed unable, with the help of Jaime Jaquez Jr., to get past a Charlotte team that got blowed out the next game. I'm again, outraged because it's Triple J, and I think that he deserves it. But I'm with Simmons. You can't tell people to vote after the play-ins, but don't count what those games look like. Like, that's not that, either you use and recency bias. It's so important in stuff like that.
But Keldon Johnson didn't play.
No, I understand. So he's counting against Jaime Jaquez Jr. for not getting out of the play-in.
Right, but Jaime Jaquez Jr. had a pretty decent game in the play-in tournament.
I agree.
So even if you were going to include it, like, Jaime was a big part of the Heat without their best player staying close with a pretty good Charlotte team, which obviously that argument doesn't hold much weight anymore because they're sitting their asses in Cancun right now, just like the Miami Heat. But how do you – and I understand what you're saying, Hawk, but how can your logic be, hey, I know I'm not supposed to include this game, but I'm going to anyways in my vote. And that one game is the difference between you voting for Jaime Jaquez Jr. and not voting for Jaime. The Spurs are the 2 seed, not because of Keldon Johnson.
But if you thought it was a toss-up, if in your mind it was a toss-up, I could vote for either of these guys. And then you watch the Heat do what they do, you go, all right, mind made up.
It's a toss-up, and I watch somebody, like you said, decent, but not ball.
Yeah.
The team looked bad, he didn't ball. Huh, you hit it on the head. It's my take. If you do not want me to include something that my eyes have seen, don't let my eyes see it before I have to put a name on this paper.
And by the way,
it's the MVP.
If it was Jaime Jaquez Jr. that had the Davion Mitchell game, he gets the vote like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you, that game could have been just as much a positive for him as it was a negative.
It's like the Wemby Joker SGA thing we talked about. MVP, you don't want me to include these games I'm watching every single night at the highest level of basketball when I make my decision.
Right.
No. 82 games. Don't worry about that. No, I'm watching this basketball every night.
But 13 points and 8 assists is a negative for a guy off the bench.
The loss was a negative. Was a negative.
Right, but there's context to the loss. They didn't have.
I don't have a vote,
player.
but I'm just saying that's what weighed on him. The loss was a negative.
But I understand that. But the loss being a negative to me, it matters. There's context to it, and also Keldon Johnson. By the way, I really like Keldon Johnson. Like I would love for him to be a Heat player, and he's deserving to be a finalist. But let's not pretend like, oh, they're in the playoffs, so Keldon Johnson gets my vote. Well, yeah, because they have the best player maybe ever in Victor Wembanyama.
All right. Anything else in the headlines? I want to get to Josh Appel. I mean, go call Bill Simmons. You're talking me into it. I don't have a vote.
But you guys, come on.
No, you know what? It's voter fatigue.
Your weather in South Florida right now, 80 degrees. It's supposed to start raining in the next hour, so drive safely. That weather report, I mean.
They're tired of Triple J's hardware. You can't give them everything.
Makes sense. He nailed it.
This weather report was brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, replacing roofs, roof repairs, maintenance, and hurricane impact windows and doors. Visit tornadoroofing.com.
Josh Appel tells us about Wrestlemania next. Make a plan to spend a day enjoying some horse racing at Gulfstream Park in beautiful Hallandale Beach. In fact, Solana was at Gulfstream Park this weekend. They went for Eduardo's birthday. Looked like you guys had a good time out there.
That was, Hawk, I'm not kidding, my dad's best birthday in my entire lifetime. It was.
You went to 10 Palms?
We went to 10 Palms. They had the buffet. It was delicious. And my dad ate all he could eat for 5 hours. He bet on the ponies. He smoked heaters out on the balcony, bottle of champagne, cake. I mean, I'm not kidding. My dad had the best time. The entire family had the best time yesterday.
Yeah, Gulfstream is it. That's a great, the 10 Palms, a great place for a celebration, but like for Eduardo's birthday, I mean, perfect. Like absolutely perfect.
They have the simulcast, Hawk. They had Maroñas, which is the Uruguay track.
Oh,
so my dad was putting bets on horses in Uruguay. I mean,
How great is that?
Need to hang with my wife. She likes to do simulcast.
Yeah,
betting.
bring him next time we do a show at Gulfstream. Bring Eduardo, man.
Oh, Solana, we're all going to be broke.
Asia, put him through the ringer. Cirque du Soleil is playing at Gulfstream Park right now, runs through Saturday. So you have just this week to go see it. Mark your calendars for the annual Kentucky Derby Trackside Watch Party, Saturday, May 2nd. Get your tickets at gulfstreampark.com/events. Gulfstream Park, perfect for a day of racing and fun like the Solanas just had. Also a perfect venue for groups, events, and private parties. They host groups from 10 to over 1,000 people. Make it a day at Gulfstream Park. Nothing better than a beautiful South Florida day, betting on some horse racing and enjoying the great sights and sounds and food at Gulfstream Park. Get all the details at gulfstreampark.com.
You're listening to the Crowder and Solana Show.
Hey, Claude, let's jump Hawk.
WQAM broadcast.